Hey, what's up, Scott Balcom here with Imagination Creation Films, and today it's Friday. It is March 4th by looking at the calendar, and we're live. We're live streaming. Finally, the internet is up, although I did have a panic scare right around the same time as last week when the internet went down. That was totally awesome, and I appreciate the internet for giving me that wonderful feeling. How are you? How's everyone? How is the world treating everyone out there? It looks like connection seems to be good. Stream health says it's healthy. Says excellent. I love it. I like it. Carlos. Hey, Carlos. I see Lewis out there. He was first. Lewis wanted to show up first, and so he gets a first. So, Carlos, it's always good to see you, my friend. And, it's letting me know I'm live in case I didn't know. And 08, got you out there. RM, howdy, y'all. Howdy, RM. It's going to be a great day, I think, because it is Friday. It's Friday afternoon. Things are going well for a change. Life is starting to sink in. That's silly, of course. I mean, I've been around the planet for a long time, but I've changed a few things, modified a few things, and done a few different things for my health and for a lot of different things. And so far, we're on the right path. We're heading positively. Life is being good. So, Lewis says, "We back, baby." Your beard is looking good, Scott. Well, thank you. It's a little grayer than I would really like. All my life, everyone thought I was older than I was. When I was like 18, people thought I was 28. And here I am. I'm not that old, but I got the whitest beard. I mean, Santa Claus comes to me and is like, "Hey, what's your secrets? Do you bleach? What do you do?" And I'm like, "Santa, please. I don't do that kind of stuff." You got a crispy beard trim lately? I have not. It's time. So I am testing out a friend of mine. She has been dabbling in a lot of different healthcare products. Healthcare, wrong word. Personal care products. And she has some nice some beard oils that I've been trying out. And so I'm keeping it purposefully long so that I can use these beard oils and really feel them. But they're really nice. It's her Lombard Avenue is the name of her company, and she's a little boutique, but it's great. I love it. Fill me in, man. Eating healthy, yeah. Doing trying to eat a little more healthy, little less portions. I'm not doing keto right now. I might go back to that. Definitely cooking up a storm. Had some adjustments to my my body, we'll say, and we're working on things. We're doing things. Are you sleeping good, Scott? I was until last night. I broke my regiment, which one of the things I've been doing. I've been going to bed every night at 12:15. Like clock. I mean, I make the Apple Watch tell me, "Go to bed, Scott," because I normally will stay up till like 2 o'clock. But it's been allowing me to get up at 6:30 every morning and not feel groggy or anything like that. Last night, I was chatting with a friend online late into the evening, doing music, and it was rough this morning. Trying to exercise more. I'm going to be adding that in. That is coming very soon. I'm waiting on the time change because then I can exercise with my wife. We're going to go for long walks and maybe some jogging. Maybe. Might be doing that. That's helpful. Yep, indeed. So yeah, it's been, 3 weeks? I'm sorry. I was ready to go. Was it been 3 weeks or 2 weeks? I don't know. 3 weeks? I feel like it's been 3 weeks. But the internet last week, right at about like 1 o'clock, went down, and it did not come back up until like Saturday. I had like zero point 0.1 megabits of internet speed. It was really pathetic. And it did it again today. Only literally like right after lunch, I'm sitting there. I was talking to a friend, and internet went down. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I need my live stream. I need my community time, my hanging out with my peeps, that kind of thing. So Lewis, you're new here, and welcome to the channel, and thank you for subscribing and hanging out and all those wonderful things. And I run a very loose live stream. It's kind of a free for all. We just kind of chat about whatever anybody wants, and you can ask any question you want about anything, filmmaking or films, or really anything in general. We just have conversations. So, I mean, I see your question down there. We're going to get to that in just a second, but I just wanted you to know that feel free to ask anything. I mean, it's all good. Things that are coming up, and I'm horrible. I'm horrible at delivering on time, that's for sure. But things coming up to show or in video series. First, I have a really, really cool long-range wireless transmitter that is pretty sweet. Is pretty sweet. That is coming very soon, and my entire series my voice is, see, I'm only 14 years old. My entire series of storage is going to be coming very soon. I am almost done with all the prep work on that, and it's a beast. I literally have 6 different storage solutions for everybody. And on the Tech Cuts channel, I'll be talking about each individual one in detail, how to set it up, what it's good for, all that good stuff. And then over here on the Film channel, which is pseudo Film Cuts, by the way, we'll be talking about how's these storage options for filmmakers, because, I mean, that's all we care about, right? Another thing coming up, and here I am channeling my inner Jared Land and just, having a little fun. When I live stream, I like to anamorphic my Komodo, just for a little bit of funkiness. And these are the Vasens RF, and I have the full set of anamorphics here, and really liking these, really having a lot of fun. I had it tighter. I had the 65 on it, or this is the 40. What I felt was when I put the 65 on there, it looked really cool. That distortion on the sides, it was pretty, and it's pretty sharp on the face. But comparing the AB shots here, it didn't feel like a fair enough view for people. So, yeah. Let's see here. Let's get down to some things. Scott, please tell me how you get that window light effect. I sure can. So there's 2 ways of doing that. Both of them work very well. This one happens to be the more refined version, and then the other version would be typical. Basically, there's a Aputure 300X out there with a spotlight attachment and a little gobo in there with a mini blinds effect, and that is how you get the sharpest mini blind effect back here. This is actually slightly out of focus on purpose because it looks really odd, like completely perfectly in focus, because that's not how it works in the sun. So I defocused it just slightly. The poor man's way, I mean it's not really the poor man's, it's just the typical way, is use a mini blind. Use a pinpoint source light and use mini blinds. And instead of the mini blinds being straight and parallel to the light, curve them slightly. And by doing that, you'll create large gaps of dark, and it'll do a very similar effect, slightly out of focus kind of thing. So that's all I'm doing. And that 300X is, I don't think it's at 100%. Let's see what we're at here. And I love, love, love my Aputure lights because I can just do this. People are like, hey, show me how to do this. And I'm like, boop. Oh, you can't see the phone. I've got a phone. Yeah, my framing's a little different today, but I was trying to match a little closer to that. And, of course, the puppy cam, he's on strike. He's in there, and I'm going to mute that. Sorry. He's laying on the carpet because he wants to lay on the carpet. So I am on the 300X. 300X, I'm at 50%. So we could crank that up, and you can get a much, much, much brighter image. Or we can go way down, take it down. Or if you want to do we're at 3350 color temperature. So if you want to make a more kind of a moonlight effect, and maybe we'll bring that down just slightly. Yep. Kind of a street lightish kind of effect. And yeah, you have a lot of fun with that. Go back there to the sun, and boom. All right, let's see here. Lewis says, is that a snoot or reflective or from a mirror? I just explained that, so we got that. Yes, I'm here because of Carlos and your kindness. Oh my, Carlos is a good dude. I enjoy hanging out when I can. The dude live streams so much, it's hard to keep up. And he's exactly polar opposite of me. I'm like all over the place, and he's got an agenda on his live stream, and he's going down point for point for point for point. And yeah, I'm just kind of a free spirit on my live streams, just because that's how I like to do, and that's Carlos is like how he likes to do. Lewis, can't wait for that series. And I mean, feel free to ask. I've been promising this series for a little bit, Lewis, so feel free to ask questions about storage. I'm happy to answer them. I won't go into too deep of a dive just because, I mean, I can literally take days talking about all this stuff. But yeah, I can answer some questions about it. So for now, I just need to buy what I can afford to get back into filming 4K videos again. I think you're asking about storage. Check. How did you stretch it out in real time? Well, the Komodo with the later firmware has a 1.8 reframe stretch. Yeah. So I can 1.8 it right out of the camera. It's awesome. Scott, you're my hero. Oh, well, thank you, Lewis. I appreciate that. A shot Sony A7S III. You are absolutely correct. B-Shot Komodo. And these lenses only work with RF. I mean, there's sets for Micro Four Thirds, but they're very small. The inlet optics are very small. So yeah, it takes a small sensor, and you got to be really close to it. Yeah, let's see here. How do you stay present to the moment instead of chasing the next achievement? You're so present. Man, that is literally one of the things that I have been struggling to deal with because I have 150 things going on at a time. And chaos is how I really love to live my life. But, I focus on what's important and what's in front of me and work on that. Boy, it's going to get cold in here. I got the air conditioner on. Yeah, welcome to Texas. It's pretty nice. Okay, Lewis says, with your shadow on your cheek, how is it so gentle and soft? Do you have a reflector or fill? Well, I have a, man, wish I could disconnect that. I can't. One day I'm going to walk around here with a wireless cam. Right up here is an Aputure 60D, I believe it is. It's not the Amaran line, it's the Aputure Lightstorm version. And it is going through a 2 by 3 foot softbox with a grid on it. And it is really low in really low in output. I think it's running at like 19%. It's just enough to kiss and give that little Rembrandt-y kind of look. Right here, there is a large 8x8 silk with a 300D blasting through it. And then I have a net, a one-stop net right here to try to kill off the desk, which I framed out today. Thanks for sending me here, Carlos. I'm enjoying this very much. Scott's room, so much character. This is not a room. This is a set. It's fake. It's all fake, every bit of it. That 300X out there is sitting in the studio to the side there. everything here is a set. Fake brick wall. That's a real wall. This is that's a set wall. Yeah, everything in here is it's fake, just like me, complete and total fake. Let's see here. Lewis says, for short term, I need a storage solution because I have bad habits of not dumping my files. Okay, so you said you had 60 terabytes of storage right now. A Seagate, I think you said. Tell me what they are. Are they just external drives, that kind of stuff? And then tell me your needs and wants and desires out of a storage solution. Are you looking to edit off of it? Are you just looking to offload it for time? What kind of budget you got? That kind of stuff. Matt Jones. Hello, Matt. Any advice for a 25-year-old freelance DP? Been working on it for 5 years. I work on jobs somewhat regularly, fashion narrative, but oftentimes discouraged during the no-gig time periods. Well, Matt, that's a fact of life, unfortunately, for us. I mean, when we achieve that top level, which I am like, I'm staring at it. It's like Jupiter right now for me. But when you reach that top level, you don't have to worry about those time periods. But being in the film industry is feast or famine. So it's important that when you feast, don't just eat all your food. Save it, put a bunch of it away, try to live as minimally as you can while you're working, so that when you're not working, you can survive and not feel threatened. Because not paying your rent, the threat of not paying your rent, and believe me, I live this a lot. So that burdens you, and it burdens you emotionally, and it will drag you down and cause you to be less creative, less motivated, a bunch of things. So first, protect yourself from the famine days by putting away some of your feast for later. Second, you got to keep going. 5 years, it's very respectable. The more effort you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. Just keep going, keep pushing, always push. Make yourself uncomfortable. Put yourself in situations where you're like, ooh, I don't know if I could do this, and do it, because you really can. You just don't feel like you can. Well, I'm turning down this air conditioning. Hold on. I don't mean to bust the mojo here, because I have another point that I want to make. I'm going to hold my finger so I turn off. It's not that cold. It's not that cold. Come on now. It's getting cold. Oh, really? Okay. Well, the fan's going to be on. All right. And then lastly, and there's a ton I could talk about this, but these are important. Lastly, during these times that you're in a downslope, and you've protected yourself financially, shoot passion projects. Get out there and do something that you love. It's just for you, and you'll find that stuff just starts picking up from there. If you have any other questions about that, or you want to go detail, yeah, shoot it down there, but we'll talk about it. I usually just use Seagate drives. I'm trying to find a long-term backup solution, but I'm trying. So I practice very much the redundancy rule when it comes to data. If it's important enough for me to store, it's important enough for me to store twice. So you need to have a solution that does that. The best solution out there for filmmakers is the most expensive, but that would be to have a RAID array, either directly attached or as a NAS with high-speed networking, as your primary work from storage. And that should be really fast storage. Keep a lot of your recent projects on it, and you can work from there, multiple people. Then you have, and we call that online storage. The next tier is nearline storage. And nearline storage, you don't expect much from. You don't expect it to be up all the time. You don't need it to be powered up all the time, but you probably would. You also don't expect to work from it. You expect to store data in a protected way. That would be nearline. And then offline storage would be storing data to sit on a shelf. The best way to store data on a shelf is with tape, because it literally sits well on the shelf for 25, 30 years. Hard drives, unfortunately, there's a thing called bit rot, and it happens. You'll lose data. So you need to think about all these in your future if your data is important to you. So if you're going to store them on hard drives, make 2 copies, one on either, and put one in one place and one someplace else. That's the cheapest way to protect yourself for data. The performance way is you need to use a NAS. There are several, and I will be talking about those that I have here. I built one. I've got 3 high-end, well, I've got 4 high-end solutions for productivity, high speed, and storage with redundancy. And then I have 1 solution for nearline, and then the 2 solutions for offline. So if you're just looking for that initial work from, have some RAID protection in there, then Synology is one of the ones that I would look at. QNAP also makes a reasonable one. I'm not a huge fan of QNAP. They've scared me a few times with their open holes in their security, and so there's been some vulnerabilities that have allowed basically malware to come in and turn into ransomware, and then you lose your data. Yeah, not good. Okay, so let's go here. Your Ari fanboy me just ordered a Komodo. I mean, the price is right, isn't it? It's such a, let me switch to Komodo when I talk about Komodo. Which way am I focused? There, I gotta get closer. The highlight's a little off. I'd probably soften that highlight a little bit. I threw this together like 20 minutes before the live stream, sorry. Yeah, Komodo it's such a capable camera with so much power built into a tiny, affordable box. And I mean, I know that Jared Land was secretly sitting in the back going, we're going to destroy them. But that's what happened. I mean, the Komodo is so popular because it is so powerful. And gosh, I got to twist my back there. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with an Arri, nothing at all. I love them. But that little amount of money for for 6K, yeah, that's hard to beat. Elizabeth says, can you tell me what mic you have boomed, because it's so pleasing to my ears? Or is it that you're just an award-winning voice, Scott? Well, let's see. In a world where Scott only talks about his voice, no one listens. So what I have here is nothing. There's no boom. It's a microphone right here. It's a lapel stuck in my hat, and if you can hear it. And yeah, that's what I use. I use the Sennheisers. I believe, were you the one asking on Carlos's? Yeah, the Sennheisers. These are the G3s. They have the new ones out. They're fantastic. They're affordable. They're designed for our more production friendly because they have replaceable batteries rather than rechargeable, that kind of stuff. So I've really been a big fan. And this is the stock Sennheiser lapel. Some people do like to upgrade to the Sanken, the COS 11Ds. Some people hate those. It just depends. I mean, these are a mid-tier wireless solution. I think they're about $600 for a transmitter and receiver set with a lapel. They will live stream. I don't know. I mean, I've live streamed for 6 hours maybe or so. But I mean, the double A's last a long time. 08 says, interested in how it will compare to the SXT image I'm used to. Zero. So use Phil Holland. Get Phil Holland's LUTs, the film color LUTs, and then use his transforms and take the airy image, transform it to IPP2. And Carlos was talking about this on his live stream. And convert it. You're not changing airy. You still have that great airy image, but now you've put it in the IPP2 color space, and then you have a direct comparison where you're going to be able to compare the Komodo to the airy and know that there's no bias in, unintended bias. I'm not saying you're purposely doing it, but you won't accidentally make one look better than the other or anything like that. You've converted it to that color space, and then just start throwing LUTs or do grades. They will apply the same. And then you can have a really good idea of how it looks. This is a set. Who is your set deck? I need them in my life. Me. I'm me. This is me. This is actually multiple sets. You can't quite see it. There's a bar scene here. That's a kind of a bar scene. Down there's where the puppet is, which I'm also a puppet guy. He's chilling right now, but that's my chair. That's for my adult channel where I do. I haven't really done it. I've done it in the past on this channel, and I'm moving to go to that one. But it'll be where we enjoy the more adult, finer things that I'm not going to mention here because YouTube will demonetize me. And then there's classic gaming back here for mostly tech cuts, which is my tech channel. And then this direction is for tech cuts. Back there, I have my edit suite music studio and also a tech cuts build bench. Over here, that part of the studio is for future use. As soon as I can find a set of 1970s, 80s brown, your mom had these in your basement as a kid, couches, then that will become a basement set. And then over here I have a green screen cyc wall, and I'm going to rip that out because I can't stand the fact that I painted everything green and now I have green spill everywhere. That's stupid. I shouldn't have done that. And then that way is my raw cuts food channel. That the set's not done, unfortunately. I've got part of it, and we've been dabbling with it. So yeah. Okay, he says, I need to breathe, Scott. I vlog every day, and when I'm done, I fill up 2 to 5 terabytes of Seagate, thankfully. Only 1 2 terabyte has failed on me. The more will fail. So I have been in and out of the film industry for 30 years. I've been in television, but I've also, when I'm not doing that, I was doing high-end enterprise architecture for IT, computer stuff, high-end servers, storage, that kind of thing. And we call Seagate Sleazegate for a reason. They have been a problem child in the storage world for a long time. Sometimes they make really good drives, and then other times they don't. I mean, we had a problem way, way back. Whoa, I'm about to date myself. We'll just say in the 90s, where the Seagate drives, They used a bad lubricant, and it caused the platters to stick. So the platters, they spin up inside of the hard drive, and they're spinning at well, basically 5,400 RPMs, 5,200 RPMs, sometimes 7,200 RPMs, and they heat up. The lubricant's in there, keeping those ball bearings going nicely, but then you turn off your computer. Cool, no problem. It rapidly cools down, the grease will harden, and then your drive won't spin. And this is how you fix this. Pretend this is a hard drive, a sleaze gate. You put it between your hands and you go. I'm not joking. You have to torque the platters into spinning up. I'm not a fan of sleaze gate, but I get it. The cheapest way to do this, Lewis, is to buy Western Digital, and I'll explain the caveats to this. Western Digital Elements drives. And if you do, please use my Amazon affiliate links or B&H affiliate links down below. But you buy like the 12 or the 14 terabytes. Right now, the 14 terabytes, I think, are about $10 more than the 12. So why do the 12? But they're external drives. Inside is a perfectly usable, great, good enterprise drive. It's not a red, well, it's equivalent. It is a Hitachi drive is really what it came from. Western Digital bought Hitachi. Hitachi makes really outstanding drives, helium drives. So in there is Hitachi drives, and they're fantastic. And it's called drive shucking. It takes all of like 2 minutes to yank that sucker out. You'll void your warranty instantly, but it doesn't matter. It only came with a year warranty on the external drive anyway. But you'll buy them for like the 14 terabytes. I buy them for $239 a piece, which is pretty cheap. And then, Lewis, another reason why Seagate really bad, especially for video, there is a thing called SHR or SMR and CMR, the SMR, CMR. What it stands for is shingled versus something that starts with C. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it is the way that bits are encoded on a hard drive platter. So a hard drive platter is magnetized. It's a magnetic surface. And you have a bit. The bit is either laid down or the bit is vertical. That's how they work. So you have to put enough room for your bits to fall and not touch each other. That's CMR. Seagate, and consequently Western Digital, was doing it for a while, and they've now backed away because of all the problems. Shingled means when it lays down the bit to positive or negative or north or south pole, it lays it on top of the other one like this. So what happens is when you need to pick up and rewrite this bit, you have to pick up all these bits in a big chunk and rewrite all of that. Slows down like crazy, makes your drives horribly inefficient. Seagate, not great for video. Good if you're just storing data long term and you're never going to rewrite it. But yeah, I feel you on that, and ask further questions. My goal is to clear my cards and shoot again. Then for the long term, I want to figure out what I could do to back up everything that's cataloged. And I'll see down. So what I do, I DIT as well in one of my jobs. I take 2 SSDs and I hang them off of my MacBook, and cards go in. I use Hedge for Mac, and it will one-for-one clone those to my 2 SSDs. And this is literally what I do. I have an adventure van that I take long trips. I due for one here soon. Need one really badly. And when I'm out adventure filmmaking, shooting out in nature, which I absolutely love doing, I will go and shoot. I fill up my cards. I come in and I dump those cards to 2 SSDs. Is what happens, and those are super fast because they will dump like with the Komodo. I mean, I'm getting 350 to 400 megabytes a second. It goes to 2 SSDs. Then once I've offloaded all my cards to my SSDs, I then go to bed. While I'm in bed, I tell the SSD to clone to 2 hard drives. So I bring the little Passport 5 terabyte and 4 terabyte little little pocket drives, and I offload to 2 copies. That's how I do it in the field. You can do very similar stuff when it comes to this as well. You don't have to do it so fast if you don't want to. It just depends on how much time you have. Carlos says, no need for AC here just yet. Well, Carlos, this is Texas. Have you been to Texas? If not, come to Texas. Come to Austin, and we'll go have an adult beverage. But if you haven't been to Texas and you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes, because like literally I think it's going to be in the 30s Saturday, tomorrow. Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to try to blast through these questions here, because there's a lot of you asking questions. Please just keep asking. I get through them all. I mean, it's fast. I wish I knew about the feast or famine and prepare for winter like ants. I'm like the grasshopper that did not save for what he ate. Well, we all don't just get born knowing how to do this stuff. You got to fall down a bunch of times before you can figure it out. And the important thing is to get back up. Wish I learned about redundancy starting out. Understood. I'm going to check out your affiliate links for the storage. Yeah. Please do. Synology. I have lots of detail into the storage for fast and editing, that kind of stuff, because you can do a direct attached storage, which you can't do with Synology. You can do it with Eureka. I love Eureka. They have been flawless. I've had them for 6 years now. Longer than 6 years. Back of my original trash can Mac, I bought an Eureka array. It's Thunderbolt 2. It's an 8-drive Thunderbolt array, and I've just replaced the drives year after year with bigger and bigger drives. Now it's stacked with 8 12 terabyte drives in there, and that is directly attached to my Mac. And that is my online storage. And I also have online storage in my my Windows workstation, which is also an Eureka array card with internal storage. And then I also have TrueNAS or FreeNAS, which I'm building out for the for both channels. And then Unraid is what I'm using for Nearline. And then all of these I connect with 10 gig Ethernet, which will net you about 900 megabytes a second in transfer speed, depending on how many drives you have in there, and the protection level that you have. Carlos says, also, tape backups are covered by insurance. Good call out. Good call out. Hard drives or SSD? Yeah, no, they're not. Tape, you can literally take it, put it in a fire vault, and as long as the fire vault hasn't exceeded its fire rating, you can pull your tape out and restore. And you can do that up to 30 years shelf life. I've seen some tapes, funnily, that still work. Tape is cool, but tape is very expensive to get into as well, because you're into LTO drives. It's going to cost you $3,000-$4,000, sometimes $6,000 right off the bat, and each tape is about $70 to $100. So, but they work, and they don't have bit rot. 08 says, my advice from a 20-year-old DP, talking to there, Scott is so right. Skip unnecessary spendings, especially food. Don't skip food. Maybe unnecessary food. Maybe that's what he means. And luxury stuff. Yep. No caviar. Eat frickin' Hamburger Helper. And you don't have to put hamburger in there. Helper is a real thing. It's just spicy noodles. And shoot as many projects as you possibly can, even for free. Networking is king. Absolutely. And like I tell people, like NAB and Cinegear, unfortunately right now we're in a weird place with both of those, because Cinegear used to be at Paramount. It's not at Paramount right now. It's in a convention center, which kind of destroys what it felt like. Cinegear is very much the film industry. NAB in Vegas, which is in April, it's in a convention center, but most of what I go there for is, well, at least 50% is for networking. It's so important. Do you use 10 gig Ethernet for your NAS or Thunderbolt 4? I don't network with Thunderbolt. I don't like it. It works. You could do it. I don't like it. I like to network with very stable, tried and true. Everybody uses them. It's a standard that is easy. I mean, Thunderbolt is a standard, but Thunderbolt 4 is actually technically the exact same thing as Thunderbolt 3. But Thunderbolt 3 is not licensed for use on anything that's not Intel. Thunderbolt 4 is licensed. It's the only difference. But I like 10 gig. Yes, you are not as fast, but there is 25 gig, there's 40 gig, there's 100 gig, there's faster than 100 gig Ethernet if you really must have that speed. Lewis says, Zero, you're right about that. Yep. Carlos says, Komodo is 100% the camera to own. It's the camera that'll just make you smile when you use it. It's fun. It's a box. It's a tiny. Is my camera even working? It's working. Yay! I mean, I'm gonna have to turn it off here shortly as my battery is going to deplete. I've only got a 90, but I mean, it's actually pretty efficient on batteries. But I am running an external monitor and converting SDI to HDMI to get into here. But yeah, I mean, what do you think of that anamorphic? I mean, I can't wait to really dig into those. Lewis says, so you're saying my Seagates are just Band-Aids until I back it up for redundancy? Yep. So much clarity. Thank you, Scott. You're the greatest blessing in my life. I am not the greatest blessing in your life, but I'm happy to help. Greatest blessing of your life, every morning that you get up and you go, I'm still here. That's the greatest blessing. Until you get married, and then that's your greatest blessing. And if you have kids, then that's your greatest blessing. And then when you have grandkids, and then, all that stuff. I mean, Joel, hey Joel, good to see you. Sorry I got that. Just got the IRIX 30mm lens. Just got the IRIX 30mm lens. Looking for a swing away matte box for it, but must decide on what ND filters, size, and brand to get. Would you always choose 4x565, or do you use 4x4s? What brands? So, I much prefer the 4x565s for a lot of reasons, most of which is you can use them on anamorphic. You can use them with large, movable, very gradient NDs. I really, and I strongly say it, there are a lot of options out there. But I strongly urge you to look at Bright Tangerine for matte boxes. They have some very inexpensive ones. They have some very expensive ones. All of them can be configured to swing away. Let me grab one. I mean, I feel like I do this all the time, where I just go and grab stuff out of my locker here. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. One of my favorites. They have a new version. This is very much a large version, but this is the Viv, which is, I mean, it's basically like an Airy clone, but it has removable stages. If I loosen them, has rotatable stages, so you can slide out your 4x65s. It is swing away. It is clamp on. It is rod mount. It can do all of the above. These are fantastic. They are carbon fiber. They weigh almost nothing. This right here, this is their most affordable, and I use the absolute heck out of it. As you can tell, this is supposed to be black, but it's covered in dust. This is the Misfit Kick, or Misfit Atom. Sorry, Misfit Atom is it's awesome. You can stack 2 in there. The Viv, you can go up to 3 on. This is not rotatable, but it has a removable rubber flange here. These go on sale periodically at on B&H, and it's an amazing sale. The other option, this is the Misfit. This one is one of the original ones, Clash 138. It's called Pola Plus, I believe now. What's cool about it is it's got the 4x5s in the front, and then you can put in a drop-in right here. It's not currently in here. A rotatable polarizer. So a great place to get a rotatable polarizer is from Revar Cine, which if you're looking for one in the 5-inch round, go to revarcine.com. There's a link. I think there's a link down below. And also you can use coupon code Scott Balcom and get you 20% off of the polarizer filter. And then they also have a bunch of great diffusion type filters, which reviews coming on those. And then the new one is oh gosh, I'm going to mess it up. I think it's the Kick. I did a review on it. It's really, really cool. Go back in my previous videos and find the last Bright Tangerine map box that I did a review on. And it's much more compact than this, weighs much less than this. It's not as affordable as that one, but it just does everything. Then filters. So my favorite filters out there, Tiffins are fine. I like them. My favorites are the Format High Tech Firecrests. Firecrest IRNDs are absolute amazing. Takina IRNDs are pretty good. They're very nice. Also the Breakthrough Photography. They have a set of 4x565s, and they are absolutely one of my favorites. Firecrest has always been just perfection for me, and Breakthrough is right there. It's just amazing. I end up using the Breakthroughs. Sorry, buddy, can't. I end up using the Breakthroughs a lot, but yeah, that's my choice for that stuff. Okay, so Scott, how much did I put aside? 10K for hard drives? No, not at all. No, I can get you set up much easier. There's a Synology, I think it's called the 918. I think it's called the 918. Don't go buy it without verifying, and you can hit me up on social media to verify. The 918 has 9 drive bays inside. No, 8 drive bays inside. And you can expand it with 2 additional 5-bay expansions, so that gets you a total of 18 drives. But the cool thing about the 918, the specific one, is it has a PCI Express slot in there, so you can add in a 10 gig Ethernet card. So the Synology is like, I don't know what it is today with shipping shortages, but it's usually on sale for $900 for the box. You can buy the 10 gig card for like $100, and then populate them with those drives, those 14 terabyte WDs. They're amazing. They're $239 a piece. You need 8 of them. The best way to configure it so that you're not in a world of panic is you want to run RAID 6 or hybrid Synology drive, or hybrid Synology RAID level 2. And what will happen is 2 of those drives will disappear, and you'll get the storage capacity of 6 drives. But if any, you can lose 2 of those drives and still have access to your data. So no, I think $3,000. I think $3,000 gets you there. And if you're interested in how RAID works, I can dive into that. You have a lav in your hat. I have a lav in my hat. Yes, I do. And your mic, where do you have the gain set? Is it at -12 or -24? I don't know. -33. So one thing that I know is being an audio engineer working with audio as an engineer for years, gain everything with your cleanest output, or your cleanest level. So like on Red is a wonderful camera, absolutely wonderful. Their audio interfaces, they're getting better, They're not fantastic. So to get fantastic audio out of a red, don't add gain in the camera. Set the gain to level and crank everything into it. So this is sensitivities at -33. That one I think is actually boosted to +18, and then the Sony is set to 22 on the mic level, if I recall. Lewis says, I feel like I'm getting a Scott Masterclass right now. I'm both shocked and overjoyed. This is incredible. Well, thank you. Gotta go through here. I Edit Projects. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, I Edit Projects. Lewis says, Seagates make me weep. Sleazegate. So should I get WD? I am a fan of WD. You should always do your own research, but they do make very good, high-quality drives, provided you get certain ones, because WD also has some shingled recording drives, but they're basically everything 6 terabytes and below now, because they got in trouble. Well, let's just get rid of this guy. Oh, he's on Twitch. Nice. Wow, I'm not going to show you. I can't boot out somebody on Twitch. Well, at least somebody watched me on Twitch. Okay, I'm listening. I will click your links. Gotcha. Ooh, what's traditional elements? Thank you, Scott. Oh, okay. I'm way behind. Let me scroll through here. Oh, that's so smart. Gerald. Hey, Gerald. How are you? How's your cat? I love your look, Gerald. I love how you light. You light so nicely. I love that dark, moody vibe. It's cool. It's really cool, dude. So you're not actually editing off your NAS. You're editing from the SSD. No, that's not true at all. When that's on the road, when I'm not normally editing on the road. Sometimes I do, and if so, I will move it to an SSD. I have 3 SSDs that I bring. They're the little Samsung T5s. Don't buy T7s, buy T5s. T7s overheat. I have 3 of the T5, 2 terabytes. And so I use 2 of them for my basically caching to get offload fast. And then if I want to work on something on the road, I'll just copy over from the hard drive over to the working SSD and then work from there. I also have a 2 terabyte Thunderbolt NVMe drive that on Tech Cuts I show how to build. In there, I'm 100% working off the external storages. 100%. I don't do anything off of internal drives or even hanging over SSDs. When I come home, I hook up all the hard drives and I set up a robocopy and I say, copy that stuff over to my NAS. Pavo tubes versus Quasar, my current debate. I have not used Pavo tubes. I don't think it's fair for me to comment. They're interesting. I have used Quasar. I've used Quasar for many, many years, and I definitely love supporting something that has worked so well. And they're a cool company. And they started using puppets on their channel too. So puppetry, hello. But Pavo tubes, they seem to be really interesting. A lot of people like them, so I can't say positive or negative on them. I know there's a new sheriff. Well, I can't say sheriff because I physically don't know. But what I do know is there's a new fella coming to town, and he's going to bring some really cool tubes with him. Hint, hint, hint. So be on the lookout for that. But I do have, I haven't sent back the Quasar set, but if anybody has any questions on the Rainbow 2s or the Double Rainbows, I'm more than happy to grab them and pop them up here. Also, I have the 1200D over here on a rolling stand, yay! And I can bring it around if anybody has any questions on that, or the Nova 600. Over there. Did it die? Oh, it's still there. Okay. I'm going to real quickly, I'm going to shut down let me check my voltage on my Komodo. I just don't want to kill my power. Yeah, we're going to shut down. So we're going to power off here. We're going to power off here. And then we're going to do the disconnect because we are good boys and we don't blow out our SDI ports. Okay, Scott, what's the difference between the WD Elements, MyBook, Easy Store, etc.? Easy Store typically tends to be lesser quality drives. MyBooks tend to be very similar to Elements. However, it's not 100% guarantee, but it's like 99% guarantee. An Elements drive will A, always go on sale, B, always, 99%, always contain the helium drives in there. And the best way to know is like literally, and I can tell you that the Elements, the 12, the 14, the 16, the 18, those all have the great helium drives in there. Even the 8 and the 10 do as well. But if you look on any of the reviews, because you'll go to a MyBook and you'll see 1,000 reviews on Amazon. You'll go to Elements and you'll see 20,000 reviews. And if you click on there, you'll scroll and you'll see, yep, these are completely shuckable. If you see shuckable, then you know they're good helium drives, and the WD Elements are. Oh, so I don't have 10 gig Ethernet. Can I get an adapter? Yes, you can. Just keep in mind that a 10 gig Ethernet adapter, I don't know if you have a Mac or PC, or a laptop or desktop, but 10 gig requires at least 10 gigabits of bandwidth. So you can't just get USB. USB will not adapt to 10 gig. There are alternatives. There's 2.5 gig and 5 gig Ethernet that you can get on USB-C. But on Mac, you can go to macsales.com, which is Otherworld Computing, and they have a, well, you can also buy it on Amazon using my link. They have a 10 gig Thunderbolt 3 10 gig adapter that will plug into Macs and anything that's Thunderbolt. On a PC, it's really easy. If you have a PCI Express slot, you can buy $99 10 gig cards right on Amazon and plug them straight in. And what people don't know, you don't have to have a network switch to have 10 gig networking. For instance, let's say you decide you want to set up TrueNAS, which is a build your own RAID array, which is a NAS. You can put a dual 10 gig card in there, and then you can hook up 2 computers to it and talk to that single storage over 10 gig. And you don't have to have a switch. If you want to switch, I have a great switch that I'm doing a review on shortly. It's amazing. It's a QNAP switch, and it works really, really well. Do you like rotatable polarizers versus linear? For the most part, I would say yes, I like the rotatable over the linear. Mostly it's the convenience. Mostly. I definitely don't like sub-polarizers, though. There are some bad ones out there. Yes, the new one is the Kick. Yeah, the Kick. And Bright Tangerine, they're pricey, but they are buy once, cry once. You spend money, you will never have to replace your matte box. It'll last forever. This one is like 5 years old. It works all the time. They're absolutely amazing. Do I have an affiliate link for Canada, please? Oh, Lewis, so sad. I did, but I didn't have enough people. So I don't have that many friends in Canada, it appears. I have a lot of people worldwide and a lot of people in the U.S., and I had a few in Canada, but they weren't buying enough, and Amazon shut it down on me. So I no longer have a Canadian affiliate link. However, if you want to buy from B&H, you could use the affiliate link down below. Click on any of those affiliate links for B&H, and then just do shopping, and that would get you that. I don't know how that works for Canada, if it costs you more. If not, I mean, if it costs you more, don't use my affiliate link. Don't do that. Oh, no way I can get the 10 gig card, music to my ears. Yes, indeed. What's the maximum storage you can get with a Synology? Well, they have Enterprise, which is a 36 bay, and then you can pop in 2 external 36 bays, so 108 drives supporting 20 terabyte drives. So you can do that if you want. They are a vast range in there, but on the Synology SYNOLGY, the 918, you can do 18 20 terabyte drives currently, because that's what where our max capacity is right now, and it'll work with that. And that's, I mean, you got to take 2 out for parity, so you're at 16 times 20, so, I mean, it's 300 and something, well, and then they use the 1,000 versus 1024, but you're somewhere over 300 terabytes in the 918 if you deck it out. But I would strongly recommend you not do that, and strongly recommend that you build tiers. So build your NAS for like a 918, just 9 or 8 drives for your online storage, and build an Unraid server for your nearline storage. And there's so many reasons why Unraid is awesome for nearline. The big caveat to why you don't use it online is it's slow. Okay. Oh, wait, it says, if I get 100 terabyte hard drive, then I can be happy. Well, I mean, I'm still waiting for my holographic drive. Back in the 90s, IBM promised us that we would have a holographic drive that would store 50 terabytes. That was in the 90s. We were in megabytes at the time. We still don't have our holographic drive. Does your NAS have an app that allows clients to log in to workspace such as Hightail, Usenet, etc.? Okay, so Synology has tons and tons of supported plugins, basically, that you can add on. You just download them from their little store. You can do a VPN, you can do client stuff, you can do Plex on it, you can do all that stuff. TrueNAS has the same thing as well as TrueNAS. You can load Docker on, so you can run virtual machines. There's so much to TrueNAS as well, and they're different animals. Synology is a kind of I don't want to spend any time doing it, I just want it to work. TrueNAS is I want to control how this thing functions. But they both work really, really well. I edit, that's a very smart, good question. Yep, there we go. Hopefully I answered that. Do you recommend buying 14 for the WDs? No more under 6. Yeah, I like the 14 terabyte drives. It's the most bang for the buck, because the 12 terabytes are $10 less. It doesn't work out. And then they're like $50 for each jump above. So I like the 14s right now. Thanks, Louis. Yep. Scott, what's your EDC everyday carry? Well, right now I'm in shorts and I'm in my studio attire. So my everyday carry normally is I use one of the little space pens, the little tiny one. I love that little thing. I have what's the brand knife? I can't think of the name. It's a little tiny. Oh my God, I can't. It's not a Schrade. It is a. Oh, it's a short name. I don't have it out here. I carry that. I carry a flashlight. I have a Pelican AAA flashlight that I carry that I really love. And then I carry around iPhone with the thank you for going vegan, Apple, and ruining my patina on my lovely case. I love that. I have the 11 Pro I gave my wife, and I had the leather case for that, and it patinaed so nice. I really liked it. But yeah, that's my everyday carry. Not including your client work. I'm not sure what that was. So there's a difference. So I make sure I get the Elements drive. Thank you so much. Gotcha. Joel says, do you use IR&D on both your reds? I do. You never go wrong by using IR&D. You don't. Red has very good OLPFs built in that block a lot of the IR, but it never hurts to block a little more. I need to cough. Perhaps Carlos could chime in as well. Feel free, Carlos. But I'm sure you need it at some point, but not for 2 or 4 stops. Yeah, I mean, if you buy the IR&Ds, it doesn't hurt you. If you buy good IR&Ds, and there's a lot of brands out there that are coming out with cheaper matte boxes, cheaper glass. I'm not a fan. Again, when was the last time there was a massive technology shift in Polarizer, or not Polarizer, in Ds? There's new coatings, but when you get a good set, you don't have to buy them again. So you buy them once. It's like buying a C-stand. You buy a C-stand, and you never have to worry about replacing the C-stand. I mean, it's just going to last. I mean, I guess if you bought one of the really cheap ones, it might break on you. But yeah. Carlos says, this has been a lot of fun. I got to go because commitments. Thanks so much for sharing, Scott. Carlos, have fun, buddy. I'm going to buy everything with your links. I'm on a Mac. Macs, I love Macs. I have the MacBook Pro M1 Max, which I highly recommend if you're a Mac lover. It's amazing. Oh yeah, Lewis, I live stream until 6. So I like to go 2.5 hours. Keeps me frosty. So yeah, 2.5 hours, it'll be perfect for him because he knows I get off at 6. You're graceful. I'm not the goat. Umbra, hey man, I'm a bit late to this one, but I do love the live stream. I also love the live streams. I'm so glad we've got to get back on this, and I'm glad my internet has decided to at least allow me to live stream. Buy once, cry once, like that. Yep, it works. I mean, what I get from B&H, I'd be honored to buy from you. Perfect. Thank you. I love that. Thank you. That's when I get the big one. 16 by 20. Yeah, it's a lot of storage. Hey, King. Thank you for blessing us with the stream. No, let's thank the internet today for allowing my bits to fly. Okay, once I get out of the deep end, I'll start saving for that, Scott. Thank you. Yep. In the meantime, do you have an old computer, Lewis? Like an old Windows PC? Doesn't have to be the latest and greatest. Something with multiple cores, though. At least 2 cores, but 4 cores would be cool. If you have something like that, Unraid might be cool for you. Good evening. Yeah, good evening. Thank you. I think Scott wants a Superman-style crystal storage system for trillions of terabytes. That's what it's supposed to be. It was a holographic drive. And it made perfect sense because they could write bits in, I think it was 10 bits of color in 3 dimensions of space that allowed them to, they were saying it was going to be like a 5-inch or 6-inch energy cube. Maybe that's what the Transformers were after. And it was supposed to store 50 terabytes. And they said they basically made it work, but it was by no means scalable or affordable. And it's still, we keep getting teased with this. I mean, basically what's going to happen is they're going to say, we've done it! And it'll be Western Digital with the 50 terabyte spinning hard drives. Awesome footage. Cool. Thank you. Scott, we need both an EDC vid and a studio tour vid from you. Studio tour is coming soon. I have it in line with the other videos that I'm sorry, I'm very slow at getting these out, but life changes, positive, getting that way. We're getting moving forward. We're making progress. The studio tour I want to do after I do some BTS stuff from all the other videos so that it all kind of cohesively goes. And is EDC really something that everybody loves? I mean, I know a lot of people like the Peter McKinnon, they like the everyday carry stuff in there. And I definitely am one of those that has very, very particular tastes on things. Oh, one more thing that I EDC carry anytime I'm working, the red tool. I kid you not. I don't care if you own a red or not. You buy a red tool. $25. Well, I think they're 35. You get a case with it. $50, you get the hard case. Absolutely worth its weight. They are so good that I have two. They are so good. I carry that every day on set. Well, every day that I'm on set. I'm not on set every day. EDC carry, what's in your pockets every day? Okay. All right. Should I do it with my shorts though? Because these are funny. These are just like lounge around the house shorts. Kings, did you post EDC? Luca says, hi friends. Hi Luca, how are you? You doing well? What insurance do you use to protect all the camera gear? Two. I use State Farm. I have a inland marine policy for basically everything that's here, and then anything that I rent out, anything that goes out, I use seriously? Athos. There we go. Athos Insurance. They are really good in our industry, and they're pretty affordable. RM says, advice question. A project I'm on is coming up, but the client is against making a plan. What do you guys do in this situation? I'm thinking about making a plan anyway, even if it's unpaid. My advice is always follow your gut. My advice is be a Boy Scout, have a plan with a backup plan with a backup plan. And I don't care if you don't use them. It's no big deal. It's just a little time. As long as you're getting the job and you're getting paid, and don't share the plan so much, don't give them free work for free. I mean, definitely don't do that. That doesn't mean you can't set yourself up for success. Everything that I do, I have redundancies on. I don't know why. Probably my OCD. I don't know. Everything. So I carry multiple like when I go out in the field, I have 2 SSDs. I have 8 little passport drives that I bring with me. Everything gets paired off. I have multiples. I have onboard power in my van. I have lots of it. I have backup onboard power in my van, lots of it. I have 3 cooking solutions in my van. I have a main cooking solution, a backup, and a backup to that. Each one of them smaller and cheaper. But everything you do, you should have a plan for, even if you don't use it. So make a plan, but you're working for them. So if they don't want to use your plan, don't worry about it. But at least you will have thought through the plan enough that if a problem comes along that you have already addressed in a plan, you already know the solution. So yeah, it's good. And then also, our jobs are problem solvers. When we get out there, nothing goes to plan. Nothing is on time. Nothing goes right. The sun doesn't shine the right way. Bird flies in, whatever. The more experience you have, the more you remember these kinds of things. Making a plan is actually experience, and it helps you remember, because the moment you've committed time to it, your brain will remember it, and the next time that problem comes up, you'll go, I got a solution for that. I did it in the past. Lewis says, how do you 10 gig with your MacBook Pro? There's no port. I'm not following. Oh, I answered that. The OWC, Otherworld Computing, MacSales.com, 10 gig Thunderbolt 3, 10 gig Ethernet Thunderbolt 3. I think it's $249. I think they're back ordered like crazy right now. But you plug it in with Thunderbolt and you get 10 gig. Scott, I've been holding out for the March 8th event. I need an iMac Pro M2, but won't hold my breath. M2, if I understand correctly, M2 is not this round going to be what is the performance. M2 is going to be the new generation of M1, but they're going to start at the low end of it. So I think what we're going to have is some budget-friendly versions of the MacBook Pro, somewhere in the middle with the M2. I hear we may be having a MacBook or an iMac Pro. I don't know if that's coming this spring. We will definitely be having one. My gut tells me, based upon the Apple and the color that they're doing multiple colors, which means they're probably going to do a mid-tier MacBook with colors. And those will be M2s. So probably we'll have 8 cores, something like that, 2 efficiency, maybe 6 performance cores, lower end. But that architecture will be scaled out really, really well. And then we should be getting a Mac Mini and possibly the Mac Pro Mini. I don't think the Mac Pro is coming yet. But yeah. If you buy a Mac Mini today, anybody that buys a Mac Mini, if you ever think that you'll have more than one computer, just buy it with the 10 gig port built in it. Because the Mac Mini you can get with 10 gig built in. Definitely worth the $99. Yeah, I hear you. I edit. I am my Tommy, which thank you, Tommy, for the lovely 99-cent sticker. I appreciate you. Tommy's been a longtime supporter and a member of the channel, and thank you, all my members. I edit I'm looking forward to seeing what they're coming out with, because I've made a bunch of predictions on my brain how they are going to scale their architecture, because I still think the Mac Pro is going to be 36 cores. I don't know. I may not be right. I think it's going to be 4 efficiency cores and 32 performance cores. We'll see. I'm excited, though, because a lot of people who've been waiting are going to get some really cool Macs. And I would strongly urge you, go ahead and order right off the bat, because, yeah, the back order is going to be insane. Lewis, I can use an older PC to, yeah, so Unraid, which is slow, but Unraid, the cool thing about Unraid is you can stick in a 2 terabyte drive, a 6 terabyte drive, a 12 terabyte drive, a 3 terabyte drive, just random drives in there. The only thing that's important in Unraid is that your parity drives be larger than any other drive you put in there. So in my Unraid, I have dual parity, and they're both 14 terabyte drives, which means I can add any drive I want to in there of any size, as long as it's 14 terabytes or less. So it's really cool that you can just use all your old drives. Wink, wink, wink. You can load data in, take the old drive out, drop the new drive in, and then expand it out. And since it's slow, you don't really care if it's shingled or not. It's not efficient. It's not great, but you can use those drives, and it's data protected. Okay. I heard it was a new MacBook Air. It's possible. We're going to get some colors, and it's not going to be the iMac Pro in color. But M2, I think, is going to be a much lower powered processor for now. Advice question, project coming on the client doesn't... Oh. I already answered that. Okay, yeah. Trying to get through these fast. Boy, Lewis is throwing out those questions, and I love it, too. It keeps me going. Lewis, I need an all-in-one with a 27-inch 5K display. I think we're getting bigger than 27. I think we're getting bigger than 27. I don't know. I also think we're getting 3 monitors. We're getting, yeah, I think we're getting 3 Apple monitors, not LG branded. Yeah, I want to see what you carry. Is it carry with you? Depends on what I'm carrying around. That's the A7S III. the Komodo was right there. I also, my Dragon X is back here. I have my red DSMC2 Dragon X back there. And you can see my shorts. There's no everyday carry in here. And then A7R3 right here. I have up here that's supposed to be the puppy cam, but he's on strike today. That is a ZV-1. I'm thinking about selling the A7S III and the ZV-1 and picking up an A7 IV. Mostly because it'll color match the A7S III really well. It'll shoot very complementary. And the A7S III really matches reds nicely. I dig that. Oh my God, I need that red tool. Yes, you do. I don't have an affiliate for red. If red ever sets up an affiliate code, yay! I want IBM to make it just so I can see what the heck is all that power after watching the Kessler Roll music video. Imagine with a... Thanks. I appreciate that. God, I had so much fun on that Kessler Roll video, and I'm so sad. I mean, I didn't expect it to go viral. I mean, I'm a realist, but I felt it was going to like pick up some steam, and just from people saying what a train wreck it was, but people kept complimenting me on it. And I mean, I purposely tried to do a good job, but I wanted everything to be so off the wall, so outlandish that no one would take it seriously. And I was hoping that would just make it a train wreck that people just couldn't turn away. You are the Peter McKinnon of the South. Well, thank you. I just don't do tattoos. I can't do tats. I don't just never appealed to me. Love the Kessler Roll videos so much. I would love to see more of that crazy magic. Ooh, Eric, you won't let me tease. Oh, Eric. Man, no, I can't. I could just tell you that Kessler is just getting warmed up. The stuff that's coming in soon, man, there's some cool stuff coming soon. There's going to be a door open soon that so many are going to be so happy about. Not necessarily everybody, because it's a different door. Ooh, but oh yeah. Video. Yep. All good, bro. A little concerned about the Ukraine situation next door. I feel for you, man. Yeah, I hope you stay safe. I don't know what's going to happen there, and I don't want to get off too far in the weeds with that. I hope we figure out as a world a way for Russia to back down and save face. I don't know how to. I don't want to phrase it. I am not pro-Russia at all. Don't get me wrong here. But you got to figure a guy like him, he's not going to show defeat. So if you could figure out a way for him to save face, then it backs down, and then hopefully, like maybe there's you don't just get away. You've got to rebuild and pay for all that. But I mean, it's yeah. I want that area to be nice and safe for everybody, because it's not fair. There's so many good people out there that are negatively affected by that. And it sucks because they didn't do anything. They just live in a place, and that sucks. I dread using the A7S III, but I force myself to use it. My happy acquisition is my Wacom 24 Cintiq Pro. Ooh, that's not. I can't use tablets. I have tried. I've got several back there. I even got a really nice Wacom. I don't have the Cintiq. You're on the next level. But I cannot bring myself to draw. Like, I love mice because I can use my eye on the prize up here and never have to worry about where my hand is, because it's always relative to my hand. With a pen, I always will have it in the wrong spot. And I just, yeah, it stinks. What is your up and down? Todd, I have the world's worst internet. Just got gigabit fiber, and I'm super excited about getting rid of our crap ISP we suffered with for years. So I'll tell you what my up and down is supposed to be, and I'll tell you what it is. It's supposed to be 50 down and 10 up. And for a while, they had unlocked my up so that it was about 20. And then bad stuff started happening and they stopped caring. That's the only way I can phrase it. My upload speeds, like to YouTube, the last video, actually the last video was a little faster than normal. Last video was uploaded in 8 hours. The video before that took 18 hours to upload. That's not good. 18 hours to upload the 4K video. And we're not talking about 20 gig files. We're talking about 5 gig file. Yeah, so I get about 1.5 meg to YouTube. I can get uploading about 12 or so to like Frame.io. But I honestly cannot wait for SpaceX. Elon, if you're watching, I know you're watching, buddy. I will drive all the way down to South Texas, mostly because I want to see your rocket. But I will bring you fresh tacos. If you don't like tacos, tell me what you do like, and I will bring you fresh. If you'll please just activate my Starlink account. Please, please. The world needs it. Please. He's a good dude. I would laugh if he popped up. It's like, okay. I'd probably just fall out of my chair. Yeah, gigabit would be a love, and I will never get it here. My hope in the world is Starlink. I live literally in the middle of nowhere, and we get wireless. So, 08 says, according to my knowledge, I should own 35 of those red tools. It might be the reason they keep disappearing. I mean, if you don't keep up with your red tool, there's something wrong with you. You should always keep your own red tool. And, if someone wants to borrow it, just the easiest response is, what red tool? I mean, I'm very OCD about stuff. I won't leave without everything that I came with. If someone borrows my red tool, I've got it in my left hand. It's just my left hand knows there's no red tool there, and blah blah blah. Tony, hey, Tony, Tommy, thank you for the sticker. Yes, I appreciate that. What's the next passion project for you, Scott? Well, I truly was really hoping to get up into the snow in Colorado and shoot some wildlife in the snow. That was going to be my next one. I don't think I'm going to get there this year. Wife, I want to go with her, and she can't take time off right now until after March or in late March. And there's not going to be any snow. There might be some, but it won't be snowing. I love nature. It's my passion. But I do have a couple of mini docs that are coming up. I'm waiting for people to reply back to me so I can get those scheduled, because I have I want to do those because I like telling stories. Lucas says, looking for a big battery to use with 600 V outdoors to avoid generators. Any suggestions? So, yeah, I mean, the problem you're going to have is cost. I mean, all that's going to cost. There are lots of little built-in solar generators that you can do. Goal zeros are okay. Make sure it's a lithium battery. You could build one yourself, though. You can use sock batteries, which let's see, you're so I'm not sure how well are you. Why is my nose itching? I'm going to trim my nose hairs. Luca, how are you at getting stuff from like China and stuff? Is that easy? Sock batteries are one of my favorite lithium-ion batteries. They're 100 amp hour. You can get them at 200 amp hour. They weigh like 26 pounds. I've got a bunch of them in my van. They're really good. If you're U.S., I have a affiliate link for them if you want to buy there. Luca, you're not, but I would prefer to build my own because you're going to pay a lot more for them. What's the brand? Let me see what the brand is. There's a
brand is a name, term, design, symbol, or
what?
any other feature.
Okay, why in the world? I'm looking at. Come on, bring it down. Where is the brand? What's that brand? We were just talking about it in another group. Oh my God, gosh, I can't think of it. But it's like a Goal Zero. Something like that would work really well. I mean, you could do it with V-mount batteries, but you're going to need to buy big V-mount batteries. And yeah, the solar generators are nice. It's the Blue Eddies. I think it's Blue Eddy is one of the ones that are really good. And you're really only going to get an hour or so at full power. But yeah, Lewis says, "Ooh, Cintiq." I think you're right. I've been looking at the MacBook Pro Max, but my gut says wait. Yeah, I mean at this point, definitely wait for the 8th because you're not going to lose anything. Lewis says, so anything between 6 and 14 is fine for Elements drives. Sound good. I think on the Elements, you want to go 8 and above. 6 terabytes, I believe. There could be some old stock that are SHR drives. And you don't want to get stuck there. And it says, I've been saving up, so I'll pull the trigger as soon as the event ends on Tuesday. And yeah, some of those will be probably available immediately to order. Others will be available to order like in a week or something like that. Since we're not getting anything, we shouldn't be getting any performance laptops. So the big stickler that I tell everybody is if you're going to order the Max processor in a MacBook Pro, do not buy the 14-inch. It does not have the heat dissipation ability. Tommy says, oh, no more crazy videos from Scott. Tommy actually helped on the Kessler Roll video. He came out and was helping in here, which was awesome because we always enjoy working with each other, and it's also good to have more people in here. He was helping shoot some of the B-roll. He was also helping set up shots and constructing a few shots himself because, I mean, after a while, you're getting foggy on how do I show. What my problem was, every axis that you add is adding, you're checking off a smaller and smaller percentage. So you start off with, say, a slider. That's one axis. And you're like, ooh, with the slider, I can check off like 50% of my moves. And then you say, okay, now I want to add a pan axis. And you're like, ooh, now I can check off 75% of my moves with a pan and a slide. And now I've got tilt. Well, now I could check off, say, 90% of my moves. Then you get the roll in there, and you're like, well, now I can check off 92% of my moves. So each axis that you add, I needed to show that a move that incorporated all of those axes, because there are ways you can do a roll with just the pan and tilt, but you can't do a pan, tilt, and roll at the same time. So setting up all those shots, I mean, you start to brain fog, and you start to sit there and think, is that, I mean, there were several that I set up these amazing shots. They looked great, and we didn't use them because later on, I did the math in my head looking at it saying, oh, I could have done that with a pan and tilt. It was not a fair showing. So yeah, yeah. But thank you, Tommy, for always being there, buddy. I'm looking forward to that little tease. Is this the beginning of the Kessler Balcom music career? I don't know if I'm going to do another Kessler music video. I did start writing one about Red, though, but I don't know where I'm going with that one. Stay safe, Luca. Yes, please do. Praying you get Starlink soon. Yes, me too. Elon, please. Thank you for everything you do for me, Scott. I appreciate your time and patience. Oh, yeah, anytime. I mean, I usually do this on Fridays unless my internet says I can't. EcoFlow Delta. Yes, that one. Thank you. That is literally the one of the Blue Eddy has a few quirks. In this case, it won't be a problem. But the EcoFlow Delta is the new one is really good. That would be my first choice if you want an all-in-one, Luca, solar generator. That one you could just plug into the wall and recharge. But you're going to pay twice as much as if you just build it yourself. King says, we need a Tesla battery pack to power the 600D. I know. Or the 1200D. I know. The 1200D. The 1200D is so freaking insane. It's so bright. So if you looked at my thumbnail, which someone didn't like my thumbnail, they're like, they commented I was the king of clickbait. And I'm like, no, because my title was completely accurate to my video. And maybe it was me. I had my face up against the reflector of the 1200D. And what I wanted to do was put on a pair of sunglasses and turn it on as low as it would go and just have it just blasting my face. I could not, at the lowest setting, look into with my eyes, with sunglasses on and my eyes completely shut. I could not look into it. It was too bright. I mean, I did it for like that quick. And I was like, nope, not doing it. Nope. Todd, thoughts and prayers on the internet, Scott. Thank you for the helpful tip that you crank out anytime. Lucas says, EcoFlow Delta Max. Anyone use it? Yeah, Luca, yeah. iEdit uses it. A lot of people use that. If you're looking for, what's his name? Will Prowse, Prowse. His channel, he's a solar nut. The dude just knows solar in and out. He tears apart every battery pack on the planet, gets down to it. Go look on his channel. Will Prowse. I think it's Solar with Will Prowse, but if you just type in Will Prowse, you're going to find it. He's done probably 5 reviews on every single solar generator out there, and he would be a great resource to get the true pros and cons of those. Lewis says, okay, I won't go for the 6. Thank you for saving me, Scott. You're welcome. iEdit says, yes, the Max is awesome. Luca, I own the small 1500. Cool. Thank you. Look into it. Perfect. I'm going to go for the 12 WD Elements. Look at the 14s. I think the 14s are $10 more, and $10 for 2 terabytes. It's massive. 100% do that Red video. Yeah, it's a different style of song. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit, but let's see here. I watched an Andiax video using the 1200D. Oh, yeah. The lighting up a forest. I was talking with someone about that because I was going to do that, but I stopped because I basically did that with the 600X. So if you remember the 600X video, it was, me looking out that window and seeing creepy Scott dancing around a fire pouring gasoline on it. And that was the 600X with the 5-foot light dome outside. And I mean, it was like a stadium light out there. It was insane. So I didn't want to duplicate that because creepy was, he's still in the burning. That's probably not funny, but you get it. But he was throwing gas on the fire. Yeah, that was pretty cool what they lit up. It's really, really bright. And the best thing about that light is, like Luca was talking about, I can use it in the middle of nowhere, plugged into my van, and it'll run for hours on my van. 1,200 watts. That's insane. Patrick says Scotty Kilmer is the king of clipbait. Okay, let's see here. Umbra, I saw that video as well. I'd be too nervous about this. You don't need to be nervous about snow or water at all with the new Aputures. They are, I mean, you could rain on them. They don't want you to leave them in the rain, but it can pour rain on them and they're okay. The thing you should not do is set your ballast in the snow, because as it warms up and it heats, then you're literally sitting in water. That's not safe. Dude, you could top up your tan with that 1200D. No kidding. When I first got the 1200D, I wanted to see an idea of how bright it was going to be. So I took it in my 1200D video. That was my wife, my lovely wife, was sitting on the couch reading the book, and no kidding, that was shot at f5.6 with 4 stops of ND. It was so freaking bright going through that window and the fog. It was just insane. But the first time I powered it up, the cat went and sat in the light. Because it looked like the sun coming through. The cat's like, I'm going to get warm. And I was like, well, that answers that question. Lewis says, Scott, do you have a favorite focal length for video? How about for photography? Yeah, I do have favorite focal lengths. I have several, and every single one of them is off of what everybody else. I like 40 millimeter. It's one of my favorites. 65 millimeter, one of my favorites. Oddly enough, the anamorphics are 40 and 65, which anamorphic, it changes it though, clearly. But 2 of my favorite focal lengths. I like 32, 28, anything like 125 around there I really like. And then, I mean, up from there, it doesn't really matter because you're really into zooms almost. But I just like the look of like a 40 millimeter. I mean, this right here, this is 28 to 40, 28 to 70 Canon L glass, the f2.8, which is an exceptionally boring lens. It's good. It's just not fantastic. And it's set to 40 millimeters. I love it. And I love 40 millimeters on full frame, and I love 40 millimeters on Super 35, which oddly enough starts to look like 65. And then for photography, I really do like shooting in like full frame 85, 105, that area. I love that kind of look. I don't like to accentuate the facial features in much at all. So yeah. King says 1200D will be perfect if I ever decide to get a red one. yeah. It'll be overkill. Trust me. Was talking of the famous YouTube mechanics. Yeah. I wonder who produces his documentary. I don't know. I've seen that one. I know what you're talking about. I wonder if I can try 28 millimeter, but on a 1.6 crop. So you've got a full frame camera, and you want to put a 28 millimeter Super 35, and you want to put a 1.6, or you were talking about the other way? If I could try a 28, but on a 1.6 crop. So I mean, a 28 with a 1.6 crop would be, let me just do this math in my head. God, I don't like. Why did Apple change that? Where you can't type too fast on the calculator? Oh, it's so irritating. I'd be a 45, which 45 is a nice focal length, but 40 is better. I mean, you'd be at a 25 to go to 40. Umbra, thank you for mentioning that, because I have a question for you, for all of you. Two questions, actually. But Umbra's question is, if you could shoot any movie with your dream kit, what gets made and using what gear? Ooh. I'm going to shoot it on the red V-Raptor sensor. I would hope that if I'm getting to shoot any movie, that I could talk Jared into loaning me or renting me the XL early. The kit, the glass, I mean, I would definitely be wanting to shoot anamorphic. The RE anamorphics would be nice. Panavision, there's definitely some nice series of glass in Panavision that I would like. And why I would shoot on the V-Raptor sensor and anamorphic is because the type of movie that I would do would be a sci-fi alien type movie where aliens come and visit. It's one of my favorite genres. I love sci-fi. And I just think anamorphics and the V-Raptor sensor would just make that look so good. Dynamic range. I mean, one of my, if not my favorite all-time movie, and the movie that got me interested in filmmaking, was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I love that movie. Now, thank you myself for reminding myself to the question. My question to you is, what movies or what genre of movies do you wish they were making today that they don't make anymore? To me, I would love some good slapstick comedy movies. Everyone's so afraid of offending people that they just write off comedy. And I think slapstick comedy. Why do I keep looking I'm looking at the Komodo, sorry. That's the problem with having two cameras. I just go to the bigger lens. I think I'm like being interviewed by CBS News. I think slapstick comedy needs to be done more. Some really good comedies. Also, I think the fun, lower budget, like we used to have back in the 80s, 90s, where they would make a movie for $3-4 million. Today would be like 15 million, but they're not blockbusters. The fun romantic comedies, I like those. As long as it's got comedy, I can't do a romantic. But anything, another one of my favorite movies, which is not really a comedy, it's kind of a romantic comedy, but it's not really. It's a sweet movie, and it's a fun movie, and it's an enjoyable movie. But it's St. Vincent with Bill Murray. I absolutely love that movie. It's so fun because you want to dislike him so much. I'm not going to spoil it, and you just love him. And the same thing with him. He wants to dislike you, but he just loves you. And that's the kind of fun movie that I like. Okay. Oh, it's a bit like a 45 millimeter. Okay, yeah, I'll try 24 millimeter crop. There you go. That'll get you close. And in what aspect ratio would you shoot it? I'm in Univision and a 1-to-1 aficionado. Interesting. Wow. I mean, everyone's styles are different. I'm going to go for full on like CinemaScope, 2.39, 2.4 to 1. I dig that. I mean, it would be fun to shoot it in like really, really wide, but I mean, I would absolutely love to shoot film. One day I'll build up the courage to spend a bunch of money to do it. But yeah. Umber Man gets the Question of the Year award. Umbra takes a little bow. I don't know. Ethan Van Sciver? I don't know. Is that you? It is not. But hey, someone else on Twitter. Man, I got people on that's interesting. Noir, Pinkish Storm. Your avatar looks familiar though. Do I know who you are? I think I do. Patrick says, what's the top end camera right now? Arri, Sony, Panavision. Right tool for the job though. I'm a big believer in that. So top end is not necessarily the right question. Because it completely depends on what you're shooting. Because like the top end camera might be an Alexa 65 because you need that format, or it might be film, or it might be a Red or a Panasonic. It might be a Sony Venice. Why am I playing with Velcro? Stop. It's right tool for the job is really important. And I'm a firm believer in that. So, I mean, the top end spec camera right now, for normal film creation, I mean, the V-Raptor sensor, there is nothing that tops it in capabilities in a mass-produced, available camera. I mean, there are some not one-offs, but small off cameras that can compete in some respects, but the capabilities, 8K, 120 frames a second, 17-ish stops of dynamic range. The V-Raptor is so hard to beat. Tommy's like, Westerns. Yeah, Westerns. I mean, they're gone. Okay, I'll give you this. A Million Ways to Die in the West, I absolutely loved and have probably watched that movie 8 times. I mean, absolutely. That's comedy in a Western. And it was really well done. Noir. I like noir too. If you ever get bored, just go on YouTube and type in film noir, and you'll find a bunch of old public domain noir videos out there. They're great. I enjoy it. I archive them for individual use later and watch them. Yeah. I would love to see Jodowsky, The Holy Mountain, Totally Bonkers, Super Creative Freedom, or Groundhog Day. Some super clever, really fun. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's cool. Faux documentary films will make a great comeback. That will be appropriate these days. I don't disagree with you. What was the one of the first? Well, I mean, there's been, I've seen the old ones like the original ones from the 70s and 80s, but like the one on Netflix, the faux documentary about the guy who was just drawing male body part shapes. I forget the name of it, but it was absolutely hilarious, the level to which they did in the faux documentary. And I enjoyed the heck out of that. Umbra says, I would also love someone to do some George Mealy style crazy experimental fantasy movie. I'm not clicking to that name. Give me a reference, because I don't seem to know that name. I don't know why. But no Black Magics. I mean, I don't dislike Black Magic. Black Magic makes a very nice camera, especially for the money. But they're not everything that many Black Magic camera owners say they are. If you want a Black Magic to look good, spend some money on a great IR&D filter or an IR filter, because Black Magics are really bad with IR pollution. That will change shortly. Keep in mind, April's coming up. There'll be some new changes on that. But I don't dislike Blackmagic. I came really close to buying the Blackmagic Pocket 6K. Today, I'm glad I didn't. I went with the A7S III. Sorry. And I definitely do not look back at the A7S III. I think that's a fantastic camera. Yeah, we'll see. I can tell you the 12K Blackmagic, no, definitely not. No way. Not on my set. Roger Deakins loves his Alexas. Yep. But as you say, right tool for the job, as Sony Venice gets lots of love. But honestly, Komodo with the right glass is a great team, are equally valuable. Yeah, Komodo is every bit the great current red sensors. It has a little bit less dynamic range. I mean, compared to V-Raptor, it's 2 stops less dynamic range. And I do miss that at times. Like Dragon is about 16 and a half of DR. Some will say 15, but I mean, everybody gets knocked down. But I mean, if you just go by your rated, everybody's equally knocked down. And I can see the difference in the two. And I like it because I love clear skies. I keep looking at the Komodo. I love details in clouds. And so I do everything I can to bring out details in clouds because I just think a good, pretty sky, even if I'm shooting a deer or a moose walking around in nature in the forest floor, if I can get a cloud back there to show detail, I'm excited. I just love it. Shazam, 12K Ursa. No. No. Not my camera. Unless you want to go to 4K. You want to shoot the 12K Ursa and go to 4K? Okay. But no higher resolution than 4K. The 12K Ursa, not so much. This is my first time seeing this channel. Interested me? Oh, very cool. Okay, so I don't know who you are, but I thought I do. Yep, maybe. I'm currently watching a bunch of Ingmar Bergman. Yeah, still good. Yeah, exactly. Shazam, trying to hurt some feelings. I'm giving some tough love today. I apologize, but I am not a fan of the G2. It's a nice camera. The 12K, no. Hateful Eight sort of film. I loved the Hateful Eight. I was so happy. I took the wife and we went to go see it on film. It was so good at 70 millimeter. And the whole experience was epic. I absolutely enjoyed it. It was not a great theater. It was kind of small, really, but it was epic. And it was funny in the intermission, because they had the intermission. People were complaining that, why is it flickering? Oh my, I don't like how it flickers. It's so irritating. Why can't they fix that? And I was laughing. I was like, that's how film was. Shazam's laughing. Sorry, man. I mean, I got opinions on it. I just don't like it. American Vandal. Yes, Reach. Thank you. Hey, Reach. How you doing, buddy? Oh, hey, Scott. Yes, American Vandal cracked me up because I was like, this is how faux documentaries. Wow, I have to be very careful because I'm probably getting demonetized already for that. And I'll have to appeal it, and then I'll get my 12 cents back. If you ever saw the movie, I loved Hugo. Okay. Yes, that was a cool movie. And I'm playing with the Velcro again. That was a cool movie. I loved Hugo. And I was a late comer to Hugo. My wife watched it numerous times, and when I watched it at like 2 o'clock in the morning one night in bed. And I told my wife the next day about it. She's like, why haven't you seen this? It's good. And so then I had to go watch it on the big screen back here because it's cool. It's very visual. I like that. Yeah, it's experimental. Yes, I dig it. King says the Ursa 12K And most mirrorless make good bookends. Lois says, where did you get your passion and purpose, Scott? And how did you keep that fire alive so long? I'll answer the second one first and then the first one. No, I'll answer the first one first. Where did I get the passion? I got the passion from my father. My father loved photography, and I just kind of picked it up from him. He was also a drummer, and I picked up drumming from him. I'm not a very good drummer. I switched to keyboards, but my father was a huge influence in me in a lot of ways. He was not, well, he was creative with photography, but he was not a very, I wouldn't call him like an artist. He didn't have a lot of those traits. He was just really good taking photos. And he gave me, well, he let me borrow his first 35 millimeter camera. And I mean, I walk around, I'm like 10 years old, storming around with my awesome 35 millimeter camera and taking photos. And then my brother and my father went halvesies on a VHS camcorder. And I got completely hooked. I was always creative-ish. I can't draw. It's weird. I can't draw very well. I could draw every detail except a mouth. I just cannot draw a mouth. I can get eyes fairly good on humans. But I don't draw that well. I play music. Answering your second part of the question, I feed my creativity. And it's literally the motto for this channel. Don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. It's when my eyes opened up to how much happier I was when I stopped putting my passions to the side for life. Life is going to happen. It's always going to happen. Well, until it doesn't, but you get it. You'll always have, as long as you're alive, your life is going to happen. So keeping life in the center of your core, it's not fair to yourself. Put your passions in your core. Put your passions in your heart. Let it drive you. Life's going to happen around you. Just let it happen. But then your passions bring out the best in you. Feed your passions. That's what I do. And I do that with music, art, coming up with ideas. And yes, Lewis, when will we see some of your productions? Interesting. King, I am so humbled by your belief in me that learning the craft and applying it. I still put out garbage. I still put out stuff that I'm absolutely embarrassed to put out. Some stuff never sees the light of day because no matter what people tell me, they're like, no, that's actually pretty good. I'm like, no, not going to do it. You want to have a laugh? Go back and watch my 2013 Christmas special when I was just getting back into filmmaking. So bad on here. So bad. Yeah. I was using the Ursa G2 recently. It really doesn't love low light. No, it's not a low light camera. Most cameras, you need to feed it light. A Red, you feed it lots of light because it loves light. This notion of in the dark cameras is cool, but you get more control with light. Where can I see your work, King? When you have something for us, okay. Yeah. Patrick says, if you need more than 8K when shooting for 2K DCI, fire your DP or ask yourself serious questions as a producer. Kidding. It's not wrong. There's a limit to punch in needs. Yeah, there is. Especially the Ursa 12K is so bad at 12K that the only usable image that, in my opinion, is the 4K because you have sampled 12K of data to get a usable 4K image. And I think that 4K out of it is pretty good. I'm working on some stuff, but heavy on VFX and not so much on cinematography, but let you know. Yep. You'll be the first to know, and I'd love nothing more thank for you for your kindness. Yep, cool. If you light the G2, it's a lovely image. Yes, exactly. Feed it light. Just like Dragon. Dragon Dragon, compared to Komodo, you got to give it a lot more light than Komodo. It loves light. Did you see Picard season 2 yet? The first episode is the closest they've come to movie quality, man. I have not seen Picard season 2 yet. I'm actually trying to get through the Boba Fett Bounty Hunter, or Book of Boba Fett. It's tough. That first episode was a real drain. My wife and I were both like, so he's old and fat and not very energetic. No spoilers. That's like literally the opening scene. So that's why you're so adamant about being complacent, about not being complacent. Yes. No wonder you're so gracious in helping because I live it. I love sharing. So, I mean, I am not a wealth of knowledge. What I am is a gatherer of knowledge. And I thirst for knowledge and constantly bettering myself, learning my craft, and learning from everybody else. I learn equally as much from everyone in here as I do from everywhere else. So what I do is I share what I learn. So it's not my ideas. It's me sharing. And there's a phrase that I love. It's that you can learn at least one thing from every person that you meet. And it's absolutely true. Don't cut people off. Don't dismiss people. I mean, you can learn to not like someone. You can learn to not like their idea. That is positive, but you learn something. Everybody can be a teacher. So I just learn and share back out. That's all I do. And I enjoy that. That is one of the things that I do, all while I'm just trying to improve myself. I mean, I learn lighting techniques every single day. Every day I'm learning something new. And you should too. That's what I like about you, Scott. Always doing good. Well, I'm trying. I don't know if I'm always doing good. Do you have any advice on how not to compare your work? I mean, it's a problem for all of us. A creative's work, this is a phrase by somebody, I forget who. Creative's work is never completed. It's simply abandoned. And almost every creative on the planet can instantly click to that, because whether you abandon it so people can see it, or you abandon it to the trash or to a file folder, you abandoned it. It's never perfect. You're never fully satisfied with it. That is our struggle as a creative. We deal with that. And I mean, I literally every day, I want this channel to be broad. So Carlos and I were talking about that the other night on one of his live streams. The niche of cinematography is a very small niche, and I try to make this as broad as possible, which is why I introduce basic and budget lighting techniques. And those videos don't do well because a lot of my community is higher level people, but I want to teach what I learned, because I'm learning some of this basic stuff too. I mean, I know this, and this, but I need to fill in with this and this. So I'm happy to share that as well. Where I was going with that was, how not to compare your work. So, I mean, I have serious, very serious, what's the term? Where I'm, oh God, why did it just escape my brain? Where I don't want to release my projects because I'm so embarrassed by them that I feel it's oh, come on. Well, I mean, one of them is analysis paralysis. I know that term is definitely true, where you sit there and you're analyzing your work to death and you never do anything with it. But that fear of releasing something bad, I have it. Because one day, I mean, just one day, I'm going to release a project and people are going to go, oh my God, this guy doesn't know anything. He's horrible. And then I'll be a failure. That's literally what goes through my mind on every project, whether it's good or bad or not. And it's tough, yeah. Have you watched Foundation? I did watch Foundation. I liked Foundation better than I liked that Alien movie. Alien one. That was not one. I did not like that one. I'm into the series Raised by Wolves these times. Interesting. I have not tried that one. Oh, yes. What are you consuming art-wise? Movies, music, books, audio, or do you even have time? Let's see. Art-wise, I enjoy. I have many different art books that I like to flip through. Impressionist paintings are pretty nice. I enjoy looking at them. I don't follow it deeply. I like to see other people's art, and I like to see thinking outside of my box. So everybody says think outside the box. Just get outside your own head. I mean, we all like what we like, but we don't know what we don't know. So someone has a cool new idea that you've never seen before. It may be the best thing since sliced bread. So I consume that. Movies, I watch a lot of movies. I enjoy, I love sci-fi. I love comedies. I love action. I like some superhero movies, but quite honestly, I'm really starting to get burnt out. I love twist and turn movies. If they make you think and then they just throw a wrench in there and then 3 minutes later they've thrown a completely new wrench, I love those. Basically anything David Fincher does, I absolutely love. I love that style of storytelling. Music, I'm everywhere with music. I don't like, well, I mean, it's not true. I don't like death metal. I can tolerate some. I have some friends that are in a heavy band, and I love to support them. But yeah, I don't like that. But I mean, I'll even listen to country. I mean, country is one of the few genres of music that still tell stories in their songs, which is a lost art. But I like punk rock. I like pop rock. I don't like songs where every other word is or there's only one word and it's or it's just a repetition. I don't particularly care that much for it. I write music. I have 270, 80 songs in my library of music that I've never abandoned. I mean, quite honestly, there's probably 5 songs that are out there that anyone's ever heard publicly. Well, Kessler Roll was one. But that's all those other songs. I just don't think they're good enough. I don't finish them. I write songs and I write a verse and a chorus, get the idea in there, but I don't write words to it, and then I put it off to the side. So that all kinds of music, electronic synthesizer music, I love that kind of stuff. Books, I don't read a lot of books. I'm not a big reader. I would love to change that, but it just doesn't work. Audiobooks, yeah, occasionally. And it has to be super interesting. I did enjoy the Harry Potter audiobooks though. I thought that was a great way to take the Harry Potter books in. Umbra says, if you could Matrix style download how to overcome any one technical weakness in your filmmaking knowledge, what would you pick to improve? Good question. And I would love everyone else's answer to that as well, because that's a good question. One technical weakness. So I don't know if it counts as one technical weakness, and I don't know what would apply. But my biggest weakness is pre-planning an entire story arc. You know, seeing that, like a lot of good writers, directors, they see the entire movie. You know, cam A, push in, cam get another shot, get some coverage on there. They know exactly what they want to see. They want to move this direction. They're editing on the fly. They're doing all of that. They have it all in their head. And that is my biggest weakness, is getting the story visualized properly. That'd be the one thing. Lighting I can pick up, but everything else, I want that completeness. Patrick says, so true. So hard to release a project when you think that it's one of the frames, the fix will be scrutinized. Yeah, exactly. Would you tell what would you tell your younger Scott at the beginning of your career? Chase your passions now. Because, I mean, I fell into the whole, I need to provide security for my family, which, I mean, you should do, but I mean, I needed to get a stable job that constantly provided security for my family, that always had a future, blah, blah, blah. I fell into that hole and got trapped in it numerous times. And I mean, I literally burned that bridge. Well, no, I guess that's not literal. I didn't burn that bridge. But I burned the bridge in IT on purpose so that I would never be tempted to go back. Yeah, follow those passions, Scott. That's what I'd say. What area? For me, I would like pick compositing and VFX. Interesting. Yeah. Any movie recommendations? I haven't seen. I did enjoy that The Rock movie recently, the one on Netflix. That one was fun. It was campy but fun. TV shows, series. I mean, I love Ozarks. Absolutely great. Justified, one of my all-time favorite shows. I love the writing and the characters of Justified. Dexter, also another great series, just great writing. Patrick, as long as you could justify any and every decisions you did on it, you can release a project. Yeah, I can't ever justify. That's my problem. The Revenant is one of my favorite films. The Revenant is a great, great movie. It's wild. I would love to see the disco-style songs of Scott Balcom. So 80s pop is about as close to disco as I've ever done. And I've got a lot of 80s pop style. Disco. Yeah, that's really close to 80s pop. Yeah. I do like that, the synth wave style, which is close to disco, but I mean, disco is very much guitars. I need to see The Revenant. Yes, Louis, you do. You do need to see The Revenant. It can be any weakness that you feel you'd love to better at. I get stuck in planning so much. I don't do well planning. I think probably planning is the answer to seeing that story, because the director doesn't have the story, and the writer doesn't have the story in their head. Well, the writer probably does, but planning, storyboarding, that kind of thing is probably one. I love to fly by the seat of my pants, and it's a weakness. It's a huge weakness. That's a great answer, Scott. Thank you. Thank you for the question, because that's a good question, and I would love to hear everyone else's answer to that too. You would give yourself a sense of urgency now. I mean, there's no time like the present. There's an old phrase with my white beard. I can say this now. American Mary Day, we used to have the fun stuff. There's an old phrase that sadly becomes more and more relevant to me as I get older, and that is, youth is wasted on the young. And it's such a true statement. It's not a waste. What that means is youth is an energy. It is a vibe. It's a the way your brain works. I mean, you could pick up a stuffed animal as a kid and have a great time, and I did. Mine was all Star Wars figures. I had a great time entertaining myself, imagining everything. Now I do it with Legos. Stop motion animation coming soon. We're getting a puppy cam. Come on, buddy. Come on in here, buddy. We're getting the puppy cam. There he is. There's the puppy. We will split screen that because we care. There we go. There's your puppy. Okay, so then I clicked on the next thing. What was I saying when the dog came in? Sense of urgency. Oh, yeah. Youth is wasted on the young. Young is an age. Youth is an energy. And to have all the knowledge and have the energy of youth would make you unstoppable. So don't waste your time while you're younger. Use your energy and your passion and propel forward. That's what I would do. Literally put on a cape, and don't literally put on a cape. Yeah. Number says you literally, you said literal now, Scott. You have to go burn a bridge now, my friend. You got Creepy Scott's gas can. I love Creepy Scott. He's coming back. He's coming. I've got so many really horrible, bad things for him to do, and it's literal. I hate the word literally. It is just what we were talking about, in that I'm afraid if I bring too much Creepy Scott out and have fun in these videos, some of the more professional people who like this channel will be like, I'm done with this. And it's such a waste in the brain. I should just do it. I should just abandon my work and just do it and put it out there. But yeah, Creepy's coming. I mean, I left my work spectacularly. I even videoed it. I didn't tell him a word. I've been a very stand-up guy my entire life. And that last company, I was so absolutely frustrated with how horrible they were being because of politics. And not just to me, to a lot of people, that I walked out. I got to do what everybody wanted to do, and I walked out, and they had no idea. Would you consider movie reviews from a filmmaker's perspective? Would I consider doing it? No, I would not. I mean, I'm happy to share my thoughts, but I do not want to break down a review. I don't like to pigeonhole myself. You notice these live streams are free-for-alls. Oh, do y'all see look on his back. There's a shark. See the white shark on his back? It's cool. It's got a tail fin that's hidden. But that's the coolest thing on this dog. I don't like to pigeonhole myself into anything, and it honestly, it probably holds back this channel greatly. People probably it's one of the reasons people don't subscribe to this channel is they're like, this guy's all over the place. He does basic filmmaking, he does high-end filmmaking, he does it all. I don't want to subscribe to that. And I don't know, because I grow very organically. Everybody that is on here wants to be on here. It's not just, I found a cool video and we're watching. They're all purposefully here. Now, why there's only 14 people on the live stream, I don't know. Probably because I haven't been live streaming for 3 weeks. Thanks, internet. But yeah, I don't want to niche myself. Just like I'm doing a lot of reviews and I'm wanting to get all that other stuff in there because I don't want to be a review guy, but I like reviewing. Go full disco stew just for the giggles. I could totally. Oh, right. I love disco stew. Louis, I love planning. I charge $100 an hour for it. You should do a class on it and teach us. I feel attacked. Let's see here. My buddy sits under my desk too. Yeah, he was back there. Well, it's 5:53. So this dog, he has the most amazing sense of time. At 5:30 every day, he starts to get up and walk around, and he's telling me, "Mom's going to be home soon. Let's go see Mom." I mean, he's absolutely my dog. He loves his mom, but he's absolutely my pal, and he just hangs around with me everywhere I go. But like back here, he's back 2 rooms over in the music studio, and he's laying down in there. But he checked with me when I went in there before I came, or when I was in there and came in here. As soon as I get up, he looks up and he's like, "Where are you going?" And I have to tell him, what I'm going to do, and he knows I'm going to the bathroom, I'm getting a drink, or I'm just going to the studio. He'll put his head back down. Anything else, he comes in here. And so now it's 5:30. He's hanging out under the desk. Burn the boats. That's what I needed. There you go. Yep. I don't know why that flagged it. It flagged that, but yeah. Commit first, then figure it out later. Not wrong. How do you manage your time, Scott? Do you relax ever? I'm pretty bad at time management, actually. That's one of the things I'm doing for my health is trying to get some sleep. I normally was going to bed, like I said, at like 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning, and didn't even think anything of it. And I would get up at 9:30, 10 o'clock if I didn't have a shoot day. I don't like that because there's a whole morning that is not being done. It's not being worked on. So I'm shifting everything. This is one of the things that I'm working on time management. My brain is pure chaos. But what do I do to relax? Yes, I do relax. I'm going to say it, but it's gonna demonetize me. You just watch. I enjoy a good cigar. Is what I do to relax, because it forces me to sit and be a part of something for an hour and a half to 2 hours. There's nothing I can do for that time because you have to maintain that, and I thoroughly enjoy doing that. That's my wind down. Umbra says, start a creepy Scott channel. I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm definitely going to block that user. I don't. I like bringing creepy in for the comedy because I like to be funny. It's literally one of my favorite things to do is funny. I may not be funny, but I mean it's one of the things I like to do. A creepy Scott is my comedy interrupt. It's my way of getting some creativity in on these reviews and such. Scott, you're right. You got a lot of spinning plates to carry. Yeah, spinning plates. Good analogy. Sure, you're right. Appreciate you doing this for. I do it for me just as much as I do it for y'all. I'm not. I hope that doesn't come out wrong, but I mean, I'm learning from each of you. It's just like Umbra's question about what matrix thing. I mean, right now in my brain, it's just filed off here to the side, there is a little file tab that says, Scott, you need to work on your planning. That's another thing to do. And Louis, you talked about time management, and I know my time management is bad, but I haven't said time management. I haven't said the words time management in a long time. So there's a little file folder over here that says time management. All those things you got to do. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Scott. Yep. I adore you. Well, I appreciate that. That's very thoughtful of you. Kandana, this channel is good as it is. No need to change anything. I don't want to change. I only just want to add. Just add in some extra stuff. And I don't do a hard out at 6. I'll around there, but I might. Before you go, where do you draw the line between family, health, self, and your career? Well, you do the best you can. I don't categorize family with life. It is, but it isn't. And why I say that is the don't let your passions sit around your life, let your life sit around your passions. Family I hold close to my heart, so it's more important to me than almost anything. It is health. I mean, I certainly let that slide. I mean, look at me. I used to be about 50 pounds lighter, and then 2020 hit, and I'm like, I can eat. But I'm all doing things about that. Everything I'm trying to do towards career, but I do cut off. Like at 6 o'clock, wife is going to come home. She's going to come through the door, and she's probably going to say hello. Maybe she will. Maybe she don't want to feel like getting on camera. She's funny that way. And then when she gets home, I usually get off here and I go and spend time with her because, well, she's been with me a long time. We are happily married for many decades. That's sad I can say that. So it's hard to draw that line, but you just try to balance the best you can because you're not perfect. No one is. So, if you didn't spend enough time with your family today, try tomorrow. That kind of thing. What does a day in your life look like, Scott? Oh man, that will be on one of my other channels that I haven't launched yet. Because I want to do vlogs. If you can go back and watch some of my old vlogs, they're hilarious from like 5 years ago. I like doing vlogs, but I hate putting them out on this channel because no one watches them on this channel. Because this is a filmmaking channel, and vlogs they don't like rate it that way, so it's tough. Lewis says, have a wonderful day and a blessed weekend, everyone. Oh, yep. Phenomenal stream. Well, thank you. We do this every Friday if I'm here and my internet is up. And sometimes we have special guests on. Ever thought of doing Scott's shorts every once in a while? Do a 10-minute proof of concept idea that you love. Yeah, I want to, Umbra. So I have several movie ideas. And I have a series idea. One of the series ideas was literally written for the premise of YouTube in that people are only going to watch for 10 minutes. So I wrote it so that it fits only in 10 minutes. And so it's one of those that I just need to get off of my rear end and do it. And hopefully with these changes I'm making in life, hopefully we're getting on the right path here. But I agree with you, Umbra. I agree with you. And also, a lot of these ideas, people tell me all the time, just do a 10-minute scene from one of your movies. And just get it out there, just so people can talk about it. And it's right. It's a very good point. Excellent live, Scott. Please start an email list so we don't have to rely on notifications that don't come through. Okay. I will look into that. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That was the most honest answer. Thank you. Jared Land. Hello, Jared. Thanks as always, dude. Thank you, brother. Let's see. Say hello to the Queen. I'm going to try to get her on. It depends on how she feels. If she has a headache, well, it's Friday, so she could be stuck in traffic. It happens, but she could also. She usually listening on the way home, so she may just be in the house going, "I'm not coming out." But I will say hello to the Queen for us. Is shorts or vertical video something that will stay? I don't think vertical. I don't believe vertical is anything more than a convenience for the shape of our devices. I went back when 1080V first came out and they kept drawing humans with eyeballs on top of each other. I love that analogy. It's perfect because we weren't that way. Our eyes work wide. So I like to watch wide. I mean, another answer to your question, Instagram just abandoned Instagram TV. I read that. So the vertical video, not popular. And TikTok, TikTok isn't stories out there. TikTok is time wasting. It's what we do to pass time when we have nothing else to do. If you go get your tires rotated on your car, you got to do something while you're in the waiting room. You got to scroll through TikTok because it's mindless and it's just this. But it's not anything you crave. I mean, some people probably do, but yeah, it's a thing. I don't think vertical is going to be around. I mean, it'll probably always be around. I just don't think it's ever going to replace mainstream cinema. I love cinema. I hope that happens in some capacity. I would love to see it. I want to bring that one to fruition. I really, really do. Oh man, I'm so afraid to give away the idea because I just know that someone can take it and run with it and do a better job than me. But it's so, I mean, I've shared it with a bunch of people and they all like it. They all say, yeah, it's really good. And then my movie ideas, I think, are awesome. And unfortunately, the longer I wait on them, the more reality they actually are rather than sci-fi, futurism, extrapolation. So why are they pushing shorts and TikTok? Because people waste time. People love to waste time. I mean, I'm going to assume, and I mean, y'all tell me if you're not, but you're not watching this live stream to waste time. My guess is you're watching it to interact and talk and learn something, hopefully from me and from everyone else out there, that you are you're not consuming a product. You're consuming people in here. That's why I like this as a community. You're consuming conversation. You're not consuming a product. Instagram TV, story, reels, all that. Do you remember the funniest TikTok you watched 7 days ago? You probably don't. Do you remember that amazing reel from a year ago? You probably don't. But do you remember that really nice short story video that somebody put out on YouTube? You probably do. Yeah, I mean, yeah. No Instagram TV. TikTok is like total see video. I mean, like I said, time wasting. It's a captive audience on the toilet. You got 10 minutes at it. Yeah, just got to 10 minutes. I know TikTok is going to, and that's for the people that want to do how-tos is really what it's for. But I don't think that's going to be very successful. I mean, there'll be a lot of 10-minute videos, but I just don't think people are going to want to do it. So it's just a phase change. I agree 100%. I just sat thinking of a Scott Balcom V the miniseries meets Close Encounters. I could do a V. I liked V. I like the original one though. I didn't like the remake. I don't know. Maybe I was just because I remember seeing the original one does not hold up well. I watched it recently and I'm like, okay, all right. Yeah, I guess maybe that wasn't so awesome. But I loved that. I mean, that got so much creativity out of me as a kid. You have a great perspective. Thank you. Vertical video is a passing fad like 3D. I agree. And I think 3D will come back and I think 3D will vanish again. It's just waves. Don't give away anything, Scott. For sure, keep it under wraps until you're ready. But if you do, I would love to see what you can do with the 10-minute limit. I mean, the name of the series is 10-minute, and then one more word. But I don't think I would call the series that on YouTube, but that's what it's called here. No, I'm here to hang out with my friends, God, and chat. See, that's exactly my point. I never remember it. Yeah, exactly. No one remembers the TikTok from yesteryear or yesterday. It's not life-changing. Yep, very good point. Life-changing is a perfect analogy. You're not learning anything. You're not gaining anything. You're not expanding your mind. I like that. You're not expanding your mind with TikTok. You're consuming your time. But Addison Rae got a Netflix deal from her TikToks. My mind was blown. Well, but it's what I say about YouTube. YouTube is 50% content, 50% personality. Sometimes I say 25% this and that, but it's really about personality. People, if I had the most bland, hello, welcome to my channel. If I was the most bland person, I wouldn't have any subscribers. I assume that 50% of 50% of the people here like my personality. I assume everybody that subscribes like my personality, and it's 50% content, 50% personality. TikTok showed someone's personality. Netflix did a deal for the personality. But it's not going to be vertical video, and it's not going to be 3-minute videos. So, yeah. OGV, yeah, I agree, is super dated. But the first time I looked at someone, I mean, just the sound effects. I still remember that. And then the first time they took off the mask, I was like, oh, they're lizard people. The first 2 TV movies of V were jaw-dropping. Yes, exactly. And then, yeah, I mean, the whole thing was so good. What's for dinner, Scott? I don't know. The fact that it's taking so long for her to come in here, she's going to text me. You watch. Nope, she didn't text me. She could be getting pizza. She could, but we have fresh made spaghetti. As soon as I perfect that recipe, I will put that on my Raw Cuts channel. So did you, Umbra, did you see my Scott's tips? I put out 2 Scott's tips. I don't know if I put them on YouTube though, actually. I may not have. I put them on social media. I put them on Instagram and I even made them vertical just for everyone. It's kind of the, so she just texted LOL. So she is definitely inside. Scott's tips. Think of the Jack Handy series from Saturday Night Live. I was doing those just for fun. So 50% content, 50% personality. So interesting. Yes. A lot of gear lying around, thinking of renting them out. Share grid or kit split. I just jumped on the share grid. I mean, just like literally life altering a week ago. And so far, so good. We'll see. Yeah, it's I'm doing. I won't do everything. Like Komodo here, my beautiful blue Komodo. It will never get rented out unless I am on set with it. It's never going to get rented that way. It's only ever going to be used with me around because it's so amazing. And maybe one day I'll, let's see here. Forevermore refer to your subscribe my people. Claim them as your own. You are all mine. Scott streams are the bee's knees. Man, I never think about adding in emojis into anything. I'm so old. I still have my mom's 3D film camera that may be coming back in style. The film is, I bet it is. Scott's the goat. There's an emoji. What are 10 things you see? Oh, I was like, I see a cup of lemonade. I see, what are 10 things you can't live without? Can I lump in? I want to lump in. I want to genericize this. Family, number 1. Water, food, shelter. I mean, I don't know if I can. Oh, twist the back. I don't know if I can. Twist it. She just answered, "We're having spaghetti." Come out here come out here and say hi. They want to say hi. I'm gonna make her do it. I'm gonna make her. I demand that she comes out. 10 things I can't live without. Family, music, a camera. I mean, the camera that I'm taking most places is Komodo and the A7S III for myself, and then whatever the job is needing for everything else. But I mean, anything that you can personally attach to, a tool that you can personally attach to is kind of cool because it makes you do stuff. Like a piano or some type of music keyboard. My pup down here. Is she gonna? She said just a minute. Yeah, I can't think of 10. I mean, that's literally all the things. Umbra says, I did not see Scott Tips. It's on Instagram and Facebook. I know not everybody's on everything. I didn't want to put it. I'm kind of against the shorts on YouTube. Did I do? I didn't. I did. Maybe I did put one out there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the shorts on YouTube. I want to keep YouTube. You could do kits too, like your filmmaking kit or skincare. Yeah. You're getting ahead of yourself. She hadn't come out here yet. On the second V series, I saw a bad but impossible to do rotoscope worked up someone out of focus back in the background. At this point, a media offline would have done the job. That's funny. It's so funny. Hey, Daniel, how are you, buddy? You doing good? You're staying busy, I see. You're doing some really cool stuff down there. Always good, or up there, depending on where you are. Good to see you, man. Do you have a daily camera, or do you like action cameras, or the iPhone is good enough? I mean, I'm always carrying the iPhone, always, and I shoot a lot of quick photos with it. I don't really have a daily camera. I have a daily use camera, but probably the iPhone is number one. If I'm shooting something for this channel simply, I'm usually A7S III. If I'm shooting something passionate, it's usually Komodo or Dragon back here, or even time lapse on the A7R III. I mean, the best camera is the one you have on you. Who's that said that? It may have been Casey Neistat that coined it, or he was just repeating it. But I mean, it's a tool. I've have passion for my tools. I definitely have had that over the years. Patrick, the shot is now printed in my mind forever. How do you film your behind the scenes, Scott? 360 camera. I don't. I usually have someone else do it. It's hard BTS is one of my worst things too, because I'm usually here by myself when I'm here. Allie, good to see you. Haven't seen you in so long. What up? Glad to see you, sir. Ali is our official time observer for the channel. He's always good on interviews. Anytime I have someone on for interviews, he wants to make sure that people know what records they need to meet or beat to be a legend on here. Because the record's like 5 hours and something for an interview. It's long. Hello, Ali. Yeah, there we go. iPhone, is that 13? No, I'm 12. I don't see a reason to 13 personally. It's not enough for me to change. 14 maybe, we'll see, but it has to be big. Daniel says, just wrapped a commercial, 1200D. I have questions. Ask your questions, sir. I'm happy to answer. Hello. I mean, I can roll it around over here if you have any other questions about it. iPhone 13 is easily enough for most daily vlog, quick personal project. It has a great image for what it really does. It does a good job. It posts, it I keep looking at Komodo stuff. It does a really good job of photos. I'm really pleased with it. And you can edit them fairly well. I mean, I always wish for more zoom on it. And I wish for better macro, which the 13 would have better macro. Because, yeah. But, I mean, I like the iPhones. Ali says, all I want to know about the 1200D is the fan noise the same or worse than the 300D Mark I? Ooh, it's a different answer because there's two fans in that one. Because my God, that server cooling fan that was in the well, you know, let me get it and bring it around over here. Stay, buddy. Well, I'll do it off camera because I don't want to disturb the puppy. He's being good right now. Because what I'll do is I'll plug it in. I hope it's not on full bright because it will blow a circuit. Oh, it's not plugged in. Yeah, it would take a little too much time off camera to bring that. But the answer is it is louder than it sounds like the 600D and the 600X fans. It sounds like that, but it's louder. It is not shrill like the 300 Mark I. It's definitely, I mean, you can run it at low output and turn the fan way down or off even to a point. And you can use it and it's fine. But for high output, I mean, it's no joke. You're not going to have this light anywhere near your actor. I mean, if I put it over here where the 300D is, that's lighting up my 8x right here, and turned it on full bright, I would probably need 6 stops maybe of ND. It would be incredible. More zoom like 100 millimeter. Oh, well, like 100 millimeter would be pretty good. Just pre-ordered a 1200D. Do you think they'll create a Fresnel optimized for it? I don't know if they will or not. If enough of you ask for it and understand that they're not going to build a small one, it would be big and thus it would be expensive. And you're willing to spend the money because a manufacturer does not want to say, they don't want to build a product that no one's going to buy. And M18s are not Fresnels. And this light is a direct competition to an M18. So why do they need to make a Fresnel for it if most people are using the M18 open face with a reflector? That's the idea. Daniel says, I'm puzzled about the 3 reflectors. How are they going to survive being thrown in the bottom hamper since the Fresnel is not designed for it? What other options are for it? So you can use the Fresnel. Let me grab it. I want to show a difference because one thing is for certain on these, they are not built to the same. I don't think it's fair to say that the 300Ds are cheap, but they are definitely a lighter gauge metal. This, I mean, you can hear that. This is a very, very thick piece of metal. All of my little ones are on lights right now. I was a little concerned having dented one of my original 300, not the Mark I, I was concerned over the years of crushing them. This one is not going to crush very easy. You could, I mean, don't get me wrong, you can, push, I mean, look at that, I'm pushing on it. It is not bending down, and I am putting some effort into it. So they're far, far, far more durable than the existing reflectors. So that is a positive. And the way that they nest, they have foam inserts. You just put the foam in there, and then they nest on top of each other where they can't touch each other and scratch or anything like that. So there's that. And then you can also use it open face without it, and you get a 66-degree beam angle. All right, come say hi. I'm just keep going. Wow, I'm 24 minutes over. I'm going 3 hours a day. You come in the frame. There's my wife.
Hi, everyone.
She says hello. She's usually my BTS. Also, she operates some hands of the puppets. It just depends. And that's my wife, Cynthia. Okay, you can put that back over there. Thanks. And I'll wrap up here shortly. Daniel, does that answer your question? If not, go deeper. I'm so curious, is there a light you can't live without? The sun? A light that I can't live without. I mean, the 600X and the 300X are probably two of my favorite lights, but the Nova is also one of my favorites. If you're going soft Nova, if you want every possibility, the 600X is pretty much it. It's like the bee's knees. Umbra says, have you ever seen the meme with the girl and the boyfriend? Oh, yeah. And imagine A7S3, the girlfriend's got with the boyfriend checking out Komodo. Yeah, exactly. Won't be close to talent most of the time. Anyway, looking forward to trying. But yeah, it's you're going to put that light far away. It is, I should just go meter it. I will try to get an answer for you soon. It's not much louder than the 600X, but it is louder. It's noticeably louder, but it's not, oh my God, that's insane. Oh, there's Ian right there. Ian, do you happen to have, sir, the decibel specs on the fan output on the 1200D? That would be amazing if you did, and answer that. Umbra says, every 15 minutes, Scott, I keep looking at the Komodo. I do. That's because it's got the giant anamorphic lens on it, and so I'm like just going towards that one. Are you wanting to make me a margarita? Is that what you're wanting to do? It's going to make a lot of noise otherwise. I try to find specs online where the lumens can be compared between the M18 and the 1200D using the same distances and spread values. As you said, is the 1200D comparable? Yes. Sorry. Here's, I don't have an M18 accessible to me right now to directly compare, but I talked to Phil Holland at great length, and I have measured mine, and I used the photometrics from ARRI and got very similar results, but Phil Holland did A/B compare them, and it's like within 10% either way. So on the wides, I think the M18 with an 1800 is up to 10% brighter on some of them, but on the what is it? It's on the 15 degree, the 1200D is brighter than the M18. Do keep in mind there's a little bit of a hot spot on the reflectors. That's just life. There's no hot spot on wide open. Yeah, so it's within 10%. I talked to Phil for quite a while on this. M18s can go flood to spot with a twist of a knob. Yep, and it's a huge deal. The Fresnel, I mean, the reason I say all what I said and okay, he didn't have the specs. Okay, the Fresnel offers a lot, and you can use the Fresnel. It works with the 1200D. What I don't think I said clear enough in the video is the output of the Fresnel is when you put the Fresnel on a 600, you get almost a doubling, a boost. You can get a considerable output gain. On the 1200, you don't get the doubling. You get about 1.2 output. So that's what I'm saying. It works with it, and you can focus it. Now, if you look at the Fresnel, you can actually see where it's not lining up and filling the entire Fresnel. It's actually about this big in the middle, which accounts for why you're not getting that full doubling of the output. Ian here is the man. Definitely not sure about the lumens, but the narrow reflector 3 meter hits over 83,000 lux. It is insanely bright. It's really, really bright, dude. I mean, I kind of want to go power it up to demonstrate. Do y'all want me to do that? I will do that real quick. I will put it right here. I will set it to 100% and blow out this whole thing. If y'all want me to, just say yes. Everybody just type in yes if you want me to. They're all saying hello to Cynthia. Are you getting a second Moto? I am not. I want my Komodo to be my second to my V-Raptor, which I'm working on getting, which is going to take a little while. Umbra Man says, hi, Cynthia. You would hardly, I'm reading all that. You would hardly even use this light 3 meters from the subject. Yeah, exactly. This light is way away. I hope that's what you were saying, because you would not use the. I mean, you could use this light close if you turned it way down, but it's disgustingly bright. Let's see here. Hi, Cynthia. I have no idea about the decibel. Okay, I will measure it. Do you have a favorite diffuser for your light? I like using, like, this is full grid right here. I like using full grid. It's nice. Ultra bounce is cool too. That's great. Thanks, Scott. How about the barn doors? I have not used the barn doors on it yet. Everything I've done has been either super hard or super soft with it. But I will give you, I mean, it works with the barn doors and it will cut with the barn doors. And there's the barn doors don't really do anything other than cut the light and shape the light on the 600s. So it works with it just fine, and it will cut. Please do yes. Yeah. Okay, fine. Everyone says yes, so you have to bear with me. I'll keep talking like a madman. Let me do this. I gotta run. It's the power, because the air conditioner is not currently running, which is good. And we're behind the scenes here, just in the studio, and we're hooking up seriously, and I mean it. The head cable on this thing is no joke, really high quality. When I picked it up, I busted out laughing how heavy the head cable was, because it's really beefy. Okay, is that going to reach there? It's not going to reach there. It's going to go here, and I know it'll reach, but I've got to get down. And thank God there's no studio mode on this one. All right, let's see. Ooh, blocking the way. All right, let's wheel this bad boy back a little bit, and I will tell you. I'm gonna put it basically where the 300D Mark II is. Ouch, that was my head. So it is going back. Oh. Ouch, that was my head. I keep hitting my head. Okay, gotta keep going back here. Sorry. I have a lot of cables. And I'm trying to get it just under where the, come on, roll. Okay, so we've got it there. I'm going to raise it up and line it up with the same angle. This is going to be fun. And here we go, up. Oof, that's really heavy. It's a beefy light too. There we go. All right. So we are pointed right there. Oh gosh, there it goes. That was a hint. So, okay. Right now the fan is on. It is on. I am standing. I'm standing 1 foot. The microphone is 1 foot from the bottom of the fan. I'm going to shut up for 1 second and let you hear it. So that's the fan. Now I am 6 feet away. And now I'm going to walk over here. And now, okay, let's see. Oh, Ian says it is IP rated. It is IP54 rated. Nice. Ian coming in with the, okay, so right off the bat, please, yes. Yes, put your best shades on, Scott. Factor in sun cream, yeah. I've been waiting for this light since first 300D. If you touch some diffusion, I have, the reflector I have on it is the medium right now. It's the 30 degree. So let me go to 1200D. All right, so let me turn it off. So there is, with it, let me turn off the, it's not fair. Oops, wrong one. Go fixtures. By the way, Sidus Link. Oh my God, it's so good. All right, I'm gonna turn off 300D, turn on just the, okay, this is pretty funny. Let me turn this off. This is the 1200D right now. And it is running at exactly, and this is going to be funny. It's at 0.1% right now. All right, here we go. Okay, there's 100%. And it is bright. It is, oh God, don't look at the light. I'm just trying to get a measurement for you. This is, that'd be 1, 2, it is 3 meters away from me. And it's a little hot in the middle. I would probably use the lesser reflector. Let me add some ND real quick. And let's see what we end up with. Let's see, there's ND 4, and there's 2, we won't need 2. There's 5, we won't need 5. We're gonna need this one right here, 6. Let's see what we got. I think we'll be at 4. Whew. Well, let me look at the picture, okay. It's pretty close. I think we're going to be probably in D5 actually. That is most certainly not in the right pouch. Yep. Thought that looked a little dark. That was an 8 stop. That was way too much. Let's see what the board looks like. Let me just do this real quick. Let me screw on the filter. You ask, I deliver. I'm happy. Come on. Screw on. All you're seeing is my hand going around and around and around. Oh, I don't like the cheap. Oh wait, that's 82, yeah. There it goes. I don't like the Canon front filter element. I never get a good feeling out of it. All right, we're gonna take off that filter. I'm gonna put in the 4-stop. Make sure it's 4-stop. I've been hurt before. And let's see if we can, okay, there's 4 stops. That's still too bright. Yeah, I need to go get the 6. So so that was a 300D Mark II back there with the reflector. Why? So I got to find the 8. There's the 8 right there. There's a 7 and an 8. So obviously the 8's going to have the 6 in it. Let's do the 5. That's a 7. Let's try again. Let's do here. Sorry, everyone. It's just, you being entertained is my entertainment. Okay. See how that looks. That's a little dark. We're going to go 1 down. I think 5 stops. We're going to go 5 stops then. Of course, it's the one I didn't bring because, like a madman, I didn't bring all of the indie over. I just brought what I thought. So when I said originally it would be between 4 and 6 stops, guess what? It's exactly between 4 and 6 stops. Indy 5 stop right there. A little dark. That's a little, not. It's a little darker than I would like, but yeah. There we go. That's excessively bright. 5 stops difference. It is no joke. Yeah. We turn that way down. And really what you're hearing right now is the air conditioner because it's louder than the fan on this. But, I mean, you're not going to get to have an air conditioner on set making noise anyway. Okay, so we can turn this down, which is really funny. I'm using at 0.1%. We'll just leave that on for the rest of the stream here. Okay, so we got yes, 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 yes. Put your best shades on, Scott. Okay. I've been waiting for this light since the first 3. Crazy you would think it would be next. Okay, why are these out of order? What's going on? Okay. Okay, if you attach some diffusion at the ends of the reflectors, will it burn a hole? At the end of the wide, I believe it would probably do it. At the end of the narrow, I don't know. I will answer that here shortly because I'm actually doing some diffusion tests, and I will just go ahead and get an answer for you on that. I'm working with Film Tools. We're partnering up, and we're going to do a whole diffusion series. It's going to be cool. Should have never retired the GoPro angles. Ah, you're right, Ollie. You're right. You're right. You're right. It kept turning off on me. It's supposed to run from an external USB, and it wouldn't. It kept shutting down. Umbra, haha, listening to Scott Bacon. Worst ninja. No, I'm 6.5 feet tall, and 200 and way up there pounds. Everything is in my way, always. There's only one man I can look up to, Jared, because he's like 6'8". I'm like, hey, how's it going? Let's see here. It's like Spaceballs style. It's got ludicrous speed. Yep, Ali says, deep voice. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching a Scott Balcom live stream. Please stand by. Oh, also doing a microphone test for anybody. Mostly for voiceover work. I mean, it kind of crosses over. So if anybody, I'll just be comparing a whole bunch of mainstream voice mics, and we'll compare them and see what people think. Looks like God walked in your studio. Oh, always wear sunscreen, folks. Ian says, haha, I should have used that for the teaser. Dude, Ian, I was telling him at the beginning of the thing, what I really wanted to do was I wanted to put on a pair of shades and have where my face is in the reflector. I wanted it to be on, not full blast, just 0.1%. I couldn't do it. I squinted as hard as I could with the sunglasses and I could not look. So I didn't get the thumbnail that I really wanted. I needed some welding goggles. We need, yeah. Here we see Scott rounding around his office, banging his head to and fro from all the things. Let's see, the Brightman. Ian the Brightman. That would have been so fun for sure. Deep voice. Ladies and gentlemen, yep. Why are these showing up? It's weird. I'm enjoying this. I mean, we talked about many times doing a live stream where it's a let's light this scene. I've not done it. I just don't know how interesting that is to people. But like literally, we'll have like a master so we can see like the GoPro wide shot, and then we say, hey, let's light this scene. How do we all want to light it? And kind of walk through it. It's not a little dark. It's cinematic. You're right. It's very it's very today. It's thanks for that. Okay, cool. Imagine testing a Scott Balcom custom. Okay. By the way, I shot a Star Wars thing for Disney on the Komodo. There were strobes involved. Global shutter for the yes. Also lightning. I mean, I love lightning. Global shutter. Yes. The dance of the 1200D. That's my best voice. Have you tried the Octava? Yes, I have one. I've used it many times, and I will have it in that mic shootout, mic comparison. It's not going to be shootout because they're all going to be different. But I've got lights from Neumann, Shure, Sennheiser, Rode. Warm Audio has a couple of cool mics out. The Octava. We got shotguns. We got cardioids. We got hypercardioids. We got omnis. We got it all. Now we're cooking. Okay, so I'm about to go jump and eat some spaghetti, or as I like to call it, spaghetti, because I like to put extra meat in mine. I feel like spaghetti is just ketchup with noodles, and the way I make it is spaghetti. Lots of meat. Any other questions about the 1200D while I have it up running at 0.1%? It's pretty funny. Daniel says, thank you, Scott. Appreciate your insights. Happy, brother. Anytime, man. If you have any other questions, just hit me up on socials. I will happily answer the best I can. And if it's, if you need a specific something or other, I'll work to get it for you. Spaghetti. It's I love The Sopranos. That's what I can say. All right. Any other questions before I close it out, everyone? This has been a long one. This is 3.5, almost 3.5 hours. Tips on adding tungsten gel to the 1200D. That I'm working on because what I believe is you need to treat it like any other big hot light. Get a big gel and put it away from it. Get it in like a 4x4 frame, or at least a 24x36 or 2x3. Because it's a concentrated light source. King says, thank you for the lively and informative stream, Scott. Enjoy the jacuzzi. Ooh, I didn't even say jacuzzi, but I might. My Mickey Blue Eyes moment. What's the power draw at 0.1%? I don't know, but I can find out. I use a what's, I think it's called What's Up. It's weird. It's the same name as the app, but I have it's a little meter that you plug in through and it pulls the current draw. I noticed the bots are too busy overthrowing the, you're right. We only had one today that I know of. Did we get any others since you came in, Ollie? Yeah, just one, which is pretty good. I think so. Thank you for everything. Okay, I am going to close it out, folks. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. One last question here. Do you have any experience coloring with film, concert, or color finale, or do you color in Resolve? So, color finale, I have, and I used, and I don't use anymore. Color Lab? Color Lab 2.0. The new one is seriously cool. Definitely take a look at it for Resolve. But I color almost in Resolve now. Just it's so good, and I'm getting better at it. That yeah, I definitely love Resolve. Film Convert. I did Film Convert like 5 years ago, and I don't do Film Convert anymore. It's just okay to me. It's fine. It's easy. It's just okay. And if you're IPP2 or Red Shooter, Phil Hollins Lutz, phfx.com. There's a link in there. And then Film Color Lutz. Yeah, get those. Those are amazing. What's your favorite sandwich? Au jus. The roast beef dipped with provolone on top. That's pretty good. Also, the Philly cheesesteaks. That's a pretty good sandwich. Also, where did you get your sound design, Artlist? All my sound design is on Epidemic Sound. There is a link down below, I hope. If you are interested in Epidemic Sound, please feel free to use that. I think you get a month free and I get a month free. That's what it is. I don't get any money for it. I just don't have to pay money. But I've used Artlist in the past. Artlist is fine. But Epidemic has, I would say, in the sound effects, probably 100 times the quantity of sounds that Artlist has. So it's just, whatever you would want to do. See you in 3 weeks. No, every week, not every 3 weeks, every week. Okay. I'm jumping out of here. Remember, folks, subscribe. Please use the affiliate link. Join the membership if you want to support the channel that way. Leave a tip, PayPal, all that fun stuff. Any way to support the channel is all good. If you just want to tell your friends about it, that's a great way to support the channel too. And as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. And that's it, folks. Bye.